So my previous Norland video, two brothers that were really good at combat, but nothing else, conquered Norland through force. Since then, a few things have changed, like they've added easier difficulties where you get 3 guys and 1 girl. Or they've added increased difficulty where you can play as just a lonely king. With this difficulty, not only do you only start with 1 person, during the first 5 days, I believe, you're not going to get any wandering lords that could potentially join you. You're just completely on your own as a lonely king. In this run, we're going to focus on only manners to try to influence our neighbors to like us, and somehow we're going to try to turn them liking us into a full map conquest. This is the absolute minimum stats that we can start with. If I try to go lower, you can see there's no option to, because this amount of stats means that we're 18, which is the minimum age you can start with. As you can see, if we increase our persuasion, our age goes up, but we'll start at 18. Normally you would flesh out your character a lot better than this, because putting that many points into one skill is going to age you up by a lot. So normally you'd probably want to go like, I don't know, 10 manners maybe if you want to focus on manners, and do like 5 trade, 5 intelligence, stuff like that. But for a meme slash challenge, we're going to go full 15 in manners with a talent point in manners. Normally talents just increase how quickly you can learn a skill, and they also give you this trait, I believe when you hit 15 of a skill, we're now charismatic, so we get plus 25 bonus to interest from the opposites, and we can freely visit enemy cities. We can also possibly seduce other kings' wives, and that's not even going to upset the king. At least I think that's how that works, but maybe we shouldn't test that. So basically with this trait and with this setup, other women of the realm are going to like us, and we should be able to maybe seduce them and maybe convince them to join us. To make things more difficult, we are not going to choose a easy or normal start, because as you can see, you get more resources from normal and easy. We're going to go for a hard start up here in a land where you can join as long as you're a subscriber, and we're not going to mess with any of the other settings, except maybe I'll switch the banner around just to make it look more funny. We'll be the land of the trees, I guess. To increase the difficulty even more, we're going to play on hardcore difficulty, which makes it so we start with 1,000 gold, but we can actually change that, so we start with 0 gold as a extreme challenge. With the hardcore difficulty, all challenges start from day 1, requiring you to be a super elite gamer basically. On normal, it's more balanced, and on peaceful, it's for pure casuals. We can also choose a crisis with the unholy horde, and this thing will eventually be coming for us. We're going to keep it simple with no scenario and then no modifiers either. So yeah, we're just going to get it started with hardcore and no gold. We do start with a rutabaga field, which produces food. We also got a level 3 residential house and a altar. We will have to build the hall. We're going to want to place this near where our housing district is going to be, because there's a new mechanic in this game where happiness of your houses depends on what's built nearby. Let's build it at the very edge of this house here, so it's still giving plus 6 happiness, and that's going to leave us room to build more houses in a row next to the altar as well, because you can see the altar is giving this house plus 4 happiness. So this is like a prime area for real estate. And so yeah, these peasants are going to come down here and start building the hall, and meanwhile Giovanni is going to head up to this rutabaga field. I chose the name Giovanni because that sounds like the name of someone that is super beautiful, and I didn't actually talk about this trait. They increase interest from, I think, all other characters, including males, by 30, so it's gonna be easier to make them like us. We did have to choose one negative trait, and this just makes it so we have to do it more often. That shouldn't be too hard though if we are beautiful and we have good social skills. While the peasants are setting up the base, I was immediately gonna head over to Ugrad to try to chat with their king, their queen, and I noticed they had 2 generals there. Volodar is good at combat and command. He would actually be a really good general. Greeland also had pretty good combat skills, I believe, but he is heading over to Vasna. So I'm instead gonna head over to Vasna myself, and maybe I can chat with him there. I'm not sure how long he's gonna be there, but you can see he is not happy with his king, I believe, because his icon is red. And I think that's the same for their queen as well. It might be pretty easy to convince her to join us, which probably would piss the king off, I would imagine. So I'm not sure if we'd want to try to convince the queen to join us, but I'm sure we could get away with trying to convince Greeland to join us much easier. So yeah, we're heading down there, and it only took about 5 hours, I want to say, to get down here. So that wasn't too long of a journey. and apparently I'm spending time with their king. I want to change that so that I'm spending time with Greenland first, because I don't know how long he's going to be there. Meanwhile, back at base, we built our hall, and some migrants arrived today, so we now have 4 people that are homeless. In order to fix that, we're going to build some residential in a really poppin' area. Let's actually turn this so it's like this, and let's put one down here as well. That's only giving +8. That's giving +12 though, I believe. Yeah. Can also make a brewery, so we can turn rutabagas into really primitive moonshine. I don't know if it matters too much where we put that. We just don't want to put it near the houses because that's going to piss off our housing people. As long as we don't put it right next to the house, then it's fine. Put it here. And then we might as well make some more rutabaga fields. Apparently there's 100% fertility here, despite it seemed like there was no fertility on our map. What I'm thinking is we're only going to be able to harvest rutabagas for a few seasons, and then the fertility is going to start going down and down, but that's just a guess. There was an abundance of wood on our map, so let's build multiple lumber mills. We probably should focus on that first, so we'll build those first. And yeah, this strategy is kind of crazy because normally you want to have a lord around your base at all times, I thought, because you kind of need people to manage your peasants. But there's not a lot of managing to do right now anyways, so we're going with this kind of crazy strategy. We finished spending time with Greenland. I'll also spend time with the king because apparently you need to do that in order to invite one of their lords to our province. I did think this was going to be pointless because if we try to seduce his wife, for example, he's just going to hate us no matter what probably. But once we do it, maybe we can invite her to our province. Although I guess we cannot seduce her because she is monogamous. Oh. So maybe we should have gone over to Ugrad and try to seduce his wife instead. I spent time with the king and we got up to 28 relation with him. Apparently we are too well mannered for him though, so that actually hurts his opinion of us. And that happens if his manners is too low, which his is only 4. After doing that whole thing, I headed over to Ugrad, and I'm now trying to seduce the king's wife.
We're gonna play an arm wrestling competition. If I win, I get a really quick kiss, all right?
Okay.
All right, from your hand.
All right.
Ready, set, go.
Oh,
I win.
that's unfair.
I win from here.
Which is crazy. She's really good at intelligence and teaching though, which would be amazing if we can get someone that's good at that stuff. Intelligence allows us to read books and basically research tech, and teaching is important for when you have kids, and I think there's other things you can do with teaching. We completed the task to seduce, and she can now be our puppet. Yo, wait, what? A puppet is willing to do anything for their idol. Puppets of your lords can carry out dark deeds. Puppets will gladly give their possessions to their idol. Then your province, the idol, can compel the puppet to perform any task. Okay, this is sick. Before leaving, we'll also spend time with the king because I think we need 25 relation with him to be able to invite Iskra back to our province. Spending time with the king after we just seduced his wife is crazy work though. You heard it here first. Never trust a guy named Giovanni around your wife or girlfriend. Oh wow, after spending time with their king, we actually lost relation with him because again, we're too well mannered. We're suffering from success, I guess. We make it back home and nothing has been built because we did not give instructions to the hall, I believe. So we'll have to do that pretty much immediately. But before we do that, I want to trade with this trader. Or maybe not. He's got 16 trade skill and we have 0. So we're going to get ripped off for this trade. Could trade a little bit of our wood. We're getting actually pretty good price for this, or we should be, but you see we're getting -57 here. At the time, I thought this meant we were only getting 100 gold. Because of that, I just let the trader go without buying anything. And then this message popped up that said I had bought a holy ring from the caravaner despite us doing no transactions and we have no gold. I then looked at my inventory and I saw 200 gold plus the ring. So I guess all starting characters come with some supply of gold. It's just not accessible from the player. There is this action involving the treasury where you can deposit the gold and they will get a negative thought, but I think that's fine. And we'll sell as much wood as we can till the price drops down to 1 gold. And actually on second thought, let's just sell like 40. And I think that might bump up our trade skill. Yeah, we're up to 2 trade off of that. And we should be able to sell more wood maybe. And we should be getting more money in this trade. Doing that trade and taking the gold from Giovanni is going to bring us up to almost 500 gold. And that's enough to do this dark deed, Lord's assassination, on the nearby ruler of Ugrad. Normally there's a pretty low chance of this working, 28%. But if Iskra does it, because she's a local lord, there's a 90% chance. The act is currently unavailable because I believe she's pregnant and about to have a baby. That's the only reason why I could think that she would not be able to walk. So we're going to have to wait for a little while. And there should be another kid popping up in their list of lords over here. I kept checking every 30 minutes or so if I could do the action, and it was not allowing me to until 11 a.m. the next day. And now Iskra is attempting to take out her husband. She is technically the heir, and there's no other heir here. Like Volodar is not the heir, neither is Greenland. The kids are not as well, I think. We got to pop up here. Let's take fertile because we're technically a peaceful people, even though I think we will be doing the conquest later. But yeah, for now, we'll just take fertile. I'm not sure what that does exactly, but we're not going to worry about it for now. The main thing is, did Iskra succeed? She did. The ruler of Ugrad has died, and she has left Ugrad. She's no longer there. Volodar, I guess, is now the heir. Although it says she's still the queen. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Like, do I own Ugrad? It says I'm friends with the leader of Ugrad. I guess I can offer Ugrad vassalage, which is going to piss off Iskra, or I can invite them to our alliance. We need 300 gold for that. Well, I guess let's try to farm 300 gold. And Iskra now is going to be heading towards our province. And she is upset because she has the death of a family member, which, you know, she's responsible for that. So I'm not sure why she's too upset about it. Maybe she regrets it. And then she lost her child. So I guess she had a miscarriage. And already here comes Iskra. She's in a terrible mood. She has one mood and she is homeless. We are building a lord's house, and we'll probably give that over to her because I'm in an okay mood still. I'm at 40. I have empty pockets and other negative moodlets, but I'd rather give her the home to boost her mood. Or maybe we can share it together. On these stupid peasants stop working when it's at 92% because it's 6 p.m. Okay, that is super lame. We can now talk to Iskra and grant her a title, meaning that she's going to be one of our lords. But then what's going to happen to Ugrad? Is it going to go over to Volodar? Let's first try to do a trade with this next trader, and he's actually buying wood for 3 gold. Although the market saturation is not good right now, so we can only sell 25 wood pretty much. The price of paper is really high today, actually, and we will need paper later, but we don't really need it right now. If we sell 8 paper plus the wood, we should have above 300 gold. The trader doesn't even have 300 gold. Crap. Okay, well, let's sell 6 paper and let's buy 2 nectar. Nectar can be used to give someone a temporary stat boost, but you can get addicted to it. And there's a lot of drawbacks to being addicted, but it's good to have just in case. That's not going to be enough gold to invite Ugrad to our alliance. So hypothetically, if we do give a title to Iskra, she now joins us, which does give her a positive moodlet. So her mood's not going to be 0. The option to invite Ugrad to our alliance is still there. Okay, so we should just have to wait till tomorrow's trader to get the gold, and then we'll have an alliance set up. And yeah, here's all we built today. The 2 lumber mills, which I should not have focused on. I should have focused on the house for sure, and this other residential house, because yeah, we have 8 peasants still homeless, which is not good. Oh, and we're doing a ceremony now, the coronation. Iskra is saying something about me, and I'm saying something about blood. I don't know if that's related to what she did to her husband. And then she's saying something about the crown, and then angry face. This peasant's talking about a cutthroat person, and they're all talking about snakes. Seems like that conversation was very relevant to what just happened. Me and Iskra are now gonna go drink beer together, and she's actually in a really good mood, 46, because she was impressed by the ceremony, which I still don't even know what that ceremony was. We have the option to marry, and I don't know what the drawbacks to doing that are, but I think we're just gonna do it because that should buff Iskra's mood. And right now, the main thing I'm worried about is her just kind of leaving us because she's in a bad mood. The only drawback I could think of is like maybe I decide to sleep around and then Iskra is upset about that. I don't have any plans on doing that in the near future though. We are engaged, and that does not give us a moodlet just yet, but maybe once the ceremony happens, it will. After marrying Iskra, I'm now next to her under the king's family of Ugrad, but I still don't think this town belongs to us. Pretty sure we still have to offer them an alliance, or maybe once we are married, then Ugrad will belong to us. I should probably test out the mechanic and see how it works. So yeah, I'll just save right now, and I'll play forward a couple of days till the ceremony. So I played forward a little while and got a crash. When I loaded the most recent autosave, Iskra no longer is a part of Ugrad, and then Volodar becomes the new ruler, and Greenland becomes the heir, which is weird because they were just lords before, and they had nothing to do with Ugrad. What I'm thinking is maybe the dev did not expect you to do what I did, and there's some error in the game's code or something, which caused the crash, and the game fixes itself if you save load. It also had nothing to do with me giving Iskra a title or making her my wife, because as you can see, she's heading back right now in this current save, and you can see Volodar is still the heir. So the way it's supposed to work is immediately after killing her husband, Iskra is basically banished from Ugrad, and she has this thing that says she's a lesser lord. She's a lord without any titles. After playing forward a little bit, Ugrad's new king, Volodar, becomes our enemy. He sees any other ruler as a non-entity because he is an ambitious king, and because of this, he may attack us, which would be really bad because we have no army. With all this information known, and now that we know that we cannot just take over Ugrad, we're going to have Iskra not kill her husband, and instead we're going to have her do a hall robbery, which is going to cost 150 gold, but it could deliver us 600. After she does this, she will still leave Ugrad and join us, which probably would piss off her husband, I would imagine. If he doesn't know who did the robbery, he could probably find out pretty easily when he finds the queen not there and finds that the province of subscribers has a new queen who looks quite a bit like his old wife. And already the hall robbery was successful. We get the 600 gold, and now Iskra and a hired cutthroat is going to be delivering the gold to us, I guess. Their king so far is none the wiser. He's currently out on some kind of diplomatic mission though, so maybe when he comes back home, he'll be able to connect the dots. One thing I did do differently on this save is I prioritized building these houses first. We got 2 more residentials built, plus the Lord's townhouse. We just don't have the lumber mill set up, which is fine because the demand for lumber right now is pretty bad. So like this next trader would buy some, but if we just don't sell them any lumber, the global demand I think will go up. And already the cutthroats have returned with the loot, and we're now up to 947 gold. With that money under the army tab, we can hire warriors, and we can hire a mercenary who is also a knight, meaning that he can lead squads of his own. We don't need to use our lords for that. He is a lot more expensive because he's a knight, but I think it's definitely worth to do that. We could also hire a 15 combat person to kind of carry us in fights, and he is also Varn, as is the knight. So he's a part of our culture. That's what these little letters mean. This is Kaiden culture and then Maka culture. I think it's better to have your warriors follow your own culture though. We've definitely seen that with the UK. If we hire this guy, that's going to be a good chunk of our gold gone, but we will start to make an army in about 1 day. While waiting for our army to get here, we did buy a bow from the next trader. He only had 1. And then to get some of that money back, Iskra came with some gold, and we're going to have her donate that to me. And because she's a puppet, it actually gives her a positive moodlet for doing that, which is very OP. Giovanni now is going to deposit that gold into the treasury. So we now get 150 gold for free, basically. It's the next day, and our warriors have shown up. But first, we're going to do the wedding ceremony between me and Iskra. I have a weird moodlet here where it says I have forced marriage on myself, so that is lowering my opinion of Iskra. She does not seem to have that issue though, and she has a really high opinion of me. I'm her idol. I think the ceremony's over because Iskra is going to drink beer, as am I, but there's no moodlets or anything for doing that wedding ceremony. So I don't know, maybe it was like a bad ceremony or something. Either way, Iskra is in a pretty good mood, as am I, because we both have houses now. And then today I'm actually going to seduce Iskra, which may make her have a baby. I tried yesterday, but I did not have a house. It said that Iskra owned it, and I couldn't figure out a way to make me own the house. So yeah, I had to wait till today to be able to seduce her. And it looks like the seduction was successful. Iskra is now pregnant with my child. We're going to have a new baby in 3 days. That's all it takes in this game. Well, now that we have our commander here, plus our new warrior, who's super powerful, we're going to create our army, and we're going to give the bow over to the really good combat guy. We'll also hire some really weak peasants to help fight. We have 4 maces total, so 1 can go to the commander, and then 3 can go to the peasants, I think. We're going to send out the army to try to clear out this camp of forest bandits. There's 5 there, but if we can clear it out, we get gold, bows, spears, and prisoners if we can knock any of them out. While they're doing that, I'm heading over to Ugrad to do a little socializing with some of the lords here, and Vechabor, whose wife we snatched. He doesn't like me, but not because I snatched his wife. It's because I'm too well-mannered. And already, here we go. I may have gotten a bit too close to these guys, because I right-clicked on their party, and I assumed we would just get into their range and we'd start shooting at them, but it doesn't seem to be the case. We got a bit closer than I would have liked, and I am thinking right now that we maybe should have given the bow over to someone else. And crap, this guy's taking out a dagger. A really good combat guy, Makeda. This is not ideal, I think. I figured he would just be able to pick people off with the bow, and we would just get like a bunch of kills before they even got in range. But yeah, that's looking to be not the case. We did knock out their enemy commander though. Then one of the peasants leveled up to rank 2. He's unconscious. He's not dead though. How's our main warrior doing? Squad from the party has surrendered. Although, okay, it's 2v1. This guy's armor on as well. He just came with that armor because I guess he was so expensive. And okay, that was a little bit sketchy, but we did manage to take 3 of them prisoner. No one got killed there. Okay, that was pretty much a perfect outcome. We also got a bunch of stuff, and we got relation with the matriarch and the ruler of Ukrad. Our squad is now heading back home, and I did finish the task of spending time with Greenland, I believe. I can't see what relation I have with him on this world map, which kind of sucks. I'm just going to assume it worked though. And yeah, we're just going to keep spending time with all their lords. And then maybe Vít Vlad as well. He's the ruler of Vasna who came over to be a temporary guest here. I spent time with Greenland and Volodar at Ukrad, but I don't think I spent time with their king. I think I tried to spend time with them and then canceled the action, and that makes it go on cooldown. And then I tried to spend time with the Vasna king, but as I was spending time with him, he left to go back to Vasna, which sucks because he really doesn't like me. He's at -15, and because of this, he can now carry out intrigues against us and bribe our lords and do other bad stuff. So I really want to make him happy, but I can't talk to him for like another 12 hours, I think. So I'll probably just hang out at Vasna till I can talk to him, and I'll talk to all the other lords as well. He does have a guest from some other province, so probably try to chat it up with this guy. You also may notice on the map, there is this squad, which is very powerful. They have 3,000 gold worth of equipment, and they have a bunch of axemen with armor. This squad thankfully is not heading for us. If it was, then that would just be game over. I do believe this thing is a part of the unholy horde, and yeah, I guess they have heavy armor, which is just terrible. We cannot deal with that. All of our guys are just unarmored pretty much, except for one dude. That squad is passing by this nearby ruler, and they are attacking one of Ukrad's villages. This squad is a bit less terrifying, although they have a very powerful leader with a sword. I think swords are really good against unarmored targets, so she could probably just solo our army. I'm surprised the Unholy Horde didn't try to fight her though, as they passed by each other on the world map. During that battle, a couple of our warriors got injured, and we needed to use 2 medical salves on them, so we only have 3 left. We're gonna buy a bunch from this next trader, and then we will sell them the bandit prisoners that we picked up. You can add them to your army, but there are penalties to doing that. This guy is a Varn culture though, and he does have 4 combat skill. We could hire one of the bandits to our army and see how that plays out. We'll also dump the guy a few of our rutabagas because no one likes eating rutabagas. Not long after doing that transaction, this Marauder Knight shows up who we can hire. The dude has 15 combat. If we do hire him, a squad of his former kin is being sent to punish him, and we have to fight them. Apparently, I cannot hire him though, because I am currently on the world map, so I'm gonna have to come back, and hopefully I can get back in time to hire him. I don't know why Iskra can't do it. I made it back home, and it looks like I'll be here in time to hire Sir Delon before he leaves. While I'm doing that, we assembled our squad because there's a group of ragged ones attacking us, and we do have bows, and they have no armor pretty much. And they have like no weapons, like they just have daggers. And yeah, we are letting the arrows block out the sun, or the moon rather, because it is nighttime. One would think we'd be less accurate at night, but yeah, this is working pretty well. We're getting some combat stats for this. This guy is got no weapon, or he has a bow. It'd be nice if the bowman would not charge in. There's a way to figure out how to do that. And our main dude has 2 pains from injury and does have a bleeding wound. Ooh. I wonder if they have to use a potion for that. And yeah, these ragged ones are part of a new mechanic where if your city gets too big, then they will attack you. A few of them do have pretty good combat though, like 3 on this guy, 3 on this guy, and then 2 on this guy who we were able to capture, and 1 on this dude only. Oh wow, I was looking at the army tab. Sir Delon is a commander, so we did not need to spend all that money on Shadrina. For 470 gold, we could have gotten 2 15 combat people. Well, you live and you learn, I guess. With those prisoners that we just captured, every single one of them has an infected wound injury. So I'm wondering if it's just better that we sell them to the next trader, or maybe we should keep the ones that have 3 combat, because we are going to have to fight Sir Deloney's army that's pursuing him, maybe even the 2 combat guy, and we'll just sell the 1 combat ones. We might do pretty well though, because I just made the library today, and we can now see our knowledge, which is like our tech tree. Iskra came with the knowledge of bowstring mastery, so our lords and warriors are twice as skilled in using bows. That is obviously really useful. And then she also has the history of philosophy. She can do a performance of sermon of doubt, which I'm not sure what that is. And then this makes divorce easier, I think, which I don't feel like that's useful at all, but bowstring mastery is definitely useful. And then we do have some books that we started with that we need to read. And Iskra is now going to learn those books because she has 10 intellectual. We'll start with the mine, and then the rye field is good too, I think. I don't know if we have fertility for the rye field in the mill, but we'll just learn it as well. And we can just do auto learning here. That's a new feature. So she'll just read whatever book comes next. Very cool. And yeah, currently Iskra is bedbound because she's in her 3rd trimester. She's about to have the baby. But after she does, her 10 intelligence is going to come in clutch when it comes to reading those books. She will read them very quick. As I mentioned in the intro, because we're playing as a lonely king, we will not get any wandering lords for the first 5 days, and our first will come on day 6 at 4 p.m. This apparently will always happen because I did quite a bit of save scumming to try to get a lord that belongs to Varn. I save scum like 10 times, and it seemed like we had a pretty small list of lords that the game would randomly give us, and most of them were not even a part of our culture. Yuna is though, and she's gonna be a really good addition because she has 10 trade, and right now we have like 4, I think, on Giovanni. And the Marauders sent an army to sack our city, but we don't know where it is, or I guess if we click this little battle icon, it shows that they're in these mountains somewhere. So they're going to be here pretty soon. Well, we have a trader here, and Yuna can help us trade with that guy. She also can do management and help us be more productive. And then she can be really good at combat potentially because she does have a talent point in it. So she's going to learn it much quicker. And because she has a talent point in combat, she has the head chopper trait. Once she gets to 15, she has a much higher chance of decapitating opponents. She also is lustful, which I might be able to take care of. And then she's more brave, which is funny because she's a part of the Varn culture, and normally they value peace, but not Yuna. She's going to be our warrior princess. We will definitely grant her a title, which is going to be all of our gold, or we could just hire her for now, which would be about half of that. And we do get a discount on our first hire. I would say we should just rip the band-aid off now and grant her the title. That will be all of our gold though, so we can't really buy weapons from this trader unless we sell him something. We do have a good amount of weapons, but we could use some armor. He does have armor he'll sell us, but we have to have 25 relation with the matriarch. And you saw earlier, we got that from clearing out bandit camps. There's other ways of getting it. We could use some daggers, which are 9 times more effective than fighting with your fists. And you need daggers just in case spears or maces break, or your bowmen can get caught in melee and they need daggers. To cover the cost of this, we'll just sell this guy a bunch of rutabagas and a bit of wood. We do need this wood to build a watchtower though, and that's really going to be helpful against this invasion. We could also sell the guy holy rings, but for some reason they're selling at 4 gold a pop, whereas you have to buy them for 111 gold. I think there's some error going on there, some typo or something, because yeah, this should be like 80 gold, I think. First thing we're going to do with our new lord, while Iskra is currently out of it, is I'm going to seduce her, which is not going to be hard to do because she has a 157 interest in me. And yeah, I want her to maybe be a puppet of me as well, so I can make her deposit her gold and her holy rings. And she does have armor, which is really good, and she comes with a sword. Iskra also did, and there's a way you can make her deposit this armor. If you go to the dynasty menu and you go to restrictions, you can tell Iskra not to wear armor and weapons. I should do that with myself as well probably. It's not ideal to have your king running around naked because there's situations where they can get ambushed by like cutthroats and stuff. But I feel like I don't want him fighting for this next battle. I'd rather give his equipment over to a peasant and have them do the fighting. And I'm unfaithful to Iskra, which doesn't actually lower her opinion of me, I don't think. Maybe that's because she's a puppet. Oh, and she has a negative 10 moodlet because she suspects infidelity and suspected adultery. Yuna, on the other hand, has a 143 opinion of me though. And is she a puppet? I think so. Yeah, it says I've bent her to my will. She's not my puppet. Very nice. Okay, I can make her give me the gold, and that's actually going to make her happy. The king of the nearby town of Ugrad did come to visit me today, and we're going to try to chat it up with him. We did have a negative interaction just now. We will try to flatter him as well, and that did land for a plus 23 opinion, so he's now considered our friend. Very nice. Meanwhile, Iskra had our baby. It's a boy. His name is Mermon, and he inherited the lustful trait from us, and he is reckless. So he might make for a good fighter. We'll have Iskra train him in warfare, and she does have 10 teaching, so she's gonna be able to teach him it quick. But because she only has 2 combat, I don't think she'll be able to teach him that much in combat. I think she can only get him up to 2. Wait, and I just realized Iskra is Vechabor's previous wife, but he doesn't seem to care. I guess she didn't mean that much to him. What's kind of messed up is as she's visiting us, I cheated on her. So maybe she's thinking, okay, maybe I should go back to my husband. To make her happy again, I am going to try to seduce her today, which seems like it's going to work. We have an upcoming date, and she's not too upset about the whole thing. Vechabor and Iskra are now talking together, and Vechabor ignored Iskra. Yeah, I don't blame him for that. He does have a -6 opinion of Iskra. He suspects that she was not faithful, but you can see that opinion penalty goes down over time. And as I'm looking at it, it actually just went down to -7. So as they say, time does heal all wounds. So we almost got the archer tower set up. We just need more wood, which is unfortunate because we are now getting attacked by a pretty large army. It's not that big, but it's pretty strong. So it's a bunch of dudes with axes with only 4 to 5 combat skill though. They have some bowmen. I don't think their armor's that good. Okay, actually these guys don't even have armor. They just have shields. Yeah, I think that goes for all of them. This could be really profitable for us, although their axes can destroy our heavy armor, which would be very bad. I have Iskra in her own group commanding the archers, and then Yuna is commanding all of our main warriors. And the main warriors are the ones that have really good combat skill. We do also have 2 swords in this group, which could prove very useful here. We are missing with our bows. And actually, these guys are going to go for our building over here. So maybe we just let them do that. We'll just kite a little bit. I would much rather have them just go for our buildings than go for us. Because, yeah, we could definitely lose one of our big armors here. And that has a value of like 200, I think. And it's actually kind of... Oh, geez. Run. Oh, no. They're charging in. That's not good. I didn't realize they just charged in like that. And I can't even control them. There is an option to have Iskra stay in the back. But the morale of these guys does decrease. Oh, geez. This is crazy. Our swords are hopefully doing work here. How's Yuna doing? It's not really Yuna that we have to pay attention to. It's... Shidrina, I think. Or wait, Shidrina's the commander, but she only has 8 or 9 combat. Wait, did her sword just get destroyed? Did we lose anyone yet? It's hard to tell what's going on. We are winning though, actually. We are winning pretty handily. How's Shidrina doing? She did lose her sword. Oh wait, we already saw that. Okay, Yuna was the one that still had her sword up. Thankfully, we should get some axes here though. And yeah, it's hard to tell like what's going on. I wonder if anyone got killed. The enemy commander has surrendered, and Yuna got the nickname of Braveheart. It doesn't give her a trait or anything, it just gives her a little nickname here. And then Iskra got the nickname of Fearsome Fist, even though she didn't do anything, I think. Although she has her fists out right now. Maybe she did actually do something. But yeah, we'll let everyone go back to doing whatever they were doing. And we did capture a bunch of dudes here. Question is, did they drop any of their weapons? I'm looking at our war supplies, and I don't think they dropped a single weapon or shield, which is a little crazy. So that means we essentially just lost a sword in that fight, and we did get an extra bow, I think. That army was not considered a bandit army though, so we can just hire them, and 4 of them do have 5 combat skill. Only 2 of them are Varn culture, but we need more warriors because I think we just lost like 2 or 3 warriors in that fight. So yeah, we'll just hire all the guys with 5 combat skill. Later that night, I mend relations with Iskra, and I'm now back to being her super idol. Yuna does not seem to care about that, so as long as we're not married to someone, I think we can sleep around as much as we want. On the next day, we're going to send our army out to go clear out a bandit camp over here. While they're doing that, I'm heading over to Vasna to chat it up with their king, who really doesn't like me because I'm too well-mannered. Seems like I have to chat it up with him every so often, or my relation with him is just going to fall down to -15 eventually. It is kind of annoying, but while I'm there, I can chat it up with these other lords. We also did get an alliance request from Ugrad, and if we do join them, we get 300 gold, but they're going to be the head of the alliance, which I'd rather have us be the head of the alliance. They do have a bit more army size than us though, so if we want them to join us, then we're going to probably need to get a stronger army. While our army's out, we get our first flesh wolf attack, and one of our peasants just got killed by this flesh wolf. These usually are not hostile, but you can clear them out with bows, but all of our bows are currently out on the world map. So when our army gets back home, I will clear out the flesh wolves. There are multiple. There's 2 over here. And I saw 1 over here. Yeah, there's 1 here. And Yuna sold one of her rings to the caravaner, so she's now up to 240 gold. I can have her give that gold to me once I'm back in town. I'm currently out though. And we did get a new lord today that is waiting to be hired. This guy really hates us though, because we're all part of the opposite culture of Kaiden. They're all about war and we're all about peace. So yeah, they really hate us. Other cultures don't really care that much, but yeah, Kaiden hates us, we hate them. And this guy's not that good anyways. He's good at teaching intelligence, which Iskar's already good at, and he can't really fight that well, so we just won't hire him. We have started to produce moonshine out of rutabagas. We'll sell some moonshine, and then you can see we have quite a bit of surplus of rutabagas. We'll sell a few of those, but pretty soon we're going to have to start eating rutabagas because we're now out of flour. We started with like 100 flour, and we've gone through all that. And now we're going to have to eat rutabagas, which people do not like to eat and then get sick off of it. So we're going to have to find an alternate food source pretty quick. We can also turn rye into flour, and Iskra is now studying how to do that. We can start harvesting our own rye as well. We should buy some nectar from this guy. This stuff is really powerful in a pinch. One thing I did also find funny is Yuna's able to get 11 gold for holy rings, but earlier I guess she sold 3 holy rings for 150 gold, which comes out to 50 a pop. I'm thinking maybe the hardcore difficulty greatly lowers the amount you can sell holy rings to the trader, but the AI can still sell them to the trader for much more. Still not a great price though. Speaking of gold, we're now clearing out a bandit camp, and as you can see, these bandits do not do too well here. We are able to capture 2 in this battle. Nearby is another bandit camp that wants to sell prisoners, and these do seem pretty cheap. You might be able to just buy them for 72 gold and then sell them to the holy trader. Or I was thinking maybe you could just take out the camp and then free the prisoners, but no, that is not the case. This fight is basically the same as the last bandit camp. There was just 4 of them, and we again managed to capture 2 of them. You can see the total loot here from both bandit camps: 200 gold, 7 bows, and 8 spears. I made Yuna give the gold she got from selling her holy rings over to me, and then I deposited that into the treasury. We can now use that money to hire this new lord who's really good at combat. He's got 11 and he is good at command. We do already have a commander though, so I don't actually know if it's worth it to hire him necessarily. He's a different culture, although he does come with a sword and heavy armor. So if we do feel like we're going to be fighting soon, we should probably hire him. We can hire him for 10 days for 219 gold. But then after that 10 days, we got to rehire him for double that. Or we could also grant him a title for 388 gold. After granting him a title, we could also make him donate 150 gold to us. That will piss him off, but we could have him donate his sword, his heavy armor, and his shield to us, I believe, if like his mood's too bad. He now joins us, and he's going to go buy some holy rings from the trader, which is a waste of money, I would say. So let's actually have him donate 150 gold to me, because that's a much better use of money. Holy rings used to be what you used to hire lords, but you use gold now, so I don't even know what they're for. They increase interest in a lord. Oh wait, doing that lowered his loyalty down to 20, but he was at 80 loyalty before, and it's supposed to only lower it by 30. I'm not sure if that's a bug or what, but yeah, let's go to restrictions, and let's make it so he cannot wear armor or weapons, because his loyalty is very bad. Yeah, that bug really sucks, because if his loyalty is below 25, he may leave the settlement or start rebellion, but at least he donated his armor and weapons. So I think that was actually a net positive, even if he does leave right now. Our army still has not gotten back with their 200 gold, and when they do make it back, we'll just need 16 more to form an alliance. So let's sell this moonshine, which we've been producing, and then we have so many rutabagas. They actually start spoiling if we have too many of them. So let's sell like 50. We're getting pretty low on medical salves. We probably should buy some more of those, and we'll sell some wood to cover the cost of that. We don't need too much gold, we just need like 15. After sleeping on the floor, Hayward's loyalty is critically low. He's in a bad mood, and he has bad relations with the king. I did flatter him, which is an action that depends on manners skill, and I have good manners, so that worked pretty well. He went from -14, I think it was, to 15. He does not like me because I'm too well mannered, but as long as I spend time with him every so often, maybe I can get his loyalty back up. Then we're going to try to build him a house today too. And that forced to sacrifice holy rings moodlet expires in 11 days. Ouchie. Our army made it back with a gold, and I was going to send out an alliance request to Ugrad, but it says our army strength is less than theirs, which is not the case. We have more army strength than them, but not by enough, I guess. Well, for now, we'll just keep building that up, and while our army's not doing anything, we're going to have them hunt flesh wolves on the map. We do hunt like 5 or 6 of them, and we get quite a bit of meat out of the deal. I think our lords did eat some of the meat, but we still have 12 left in reserves. And while we're hunting, you may notice someone bought holy rings from the caravan. This guy, Tut Sifra, is our new bishop that just wandered in. This guy really sucks because now when I seduce people, it's a sin, so I get a negative moodlet. The bishop really looks down on me for sinning as well. Unless I give him gold, I can confess my sins for 225 gold, which right now I'm not going to do because we are pretty low on gold. As time passes, you also start to get these desires, and Hayward, our new mercenary, has a desire for us to donate him money, which I think we're just going to do. We're going to give him back his 150 gold. That is going to increase his loyalty by 25. And he's unconscious because he's on a drinking binge. He had a mental breakdown because his mood's so low. Okay, well, after he snaps out of it, we'll donate him back his 150 gold, which is going to get him above 25 loyalty. So now he's not going to start a rebellion or anything. And you just get a 22 moodlet for about 3 days, which is good. Like, he can fight really well. And while he's around the base, he can also do management. A special guest arrived today, a Scriptonic. This is a new trader that will sell and buy books for a pretty good price. The Holy Trader was only buying these books for like 50 gold. Oh, and that's because they have no trade skill pretty much. We did research the mine, plus the rye field and mill, so we can just sell those books. The only one she really has that we might want is Fighting Drought. If we do get a drought, which I've never seen yet, we won't get any crop loss. It's pretty expensive though. Her other books are just not great. We already know Sermon of Doubt, and these 3 books are written in different languages, so we can't even read those, I think. Hayward can read this one, which reduces paper cost of writing books. That actually could be pretty good because Iskra can write books. If we buy that book and Hayward reads it though, we only have that knowledge till he leaves or gets killed in battle. And I'm gonna just kind of send him into battle and YOLO him, so yeah, we probably don't want him to read any books. We might as well just get Fighting Drought because we're getting a pretty good price for this, and then hopefully at some point we'll have a drought and that will save us from the drought. The next trader shows up, and we've been mass producing moonshine from rutabagas. As you can see, we still have a quite huge surplus of rutabagas. So we're just going to sell as much as we can till the price drops to 0 gold. We also have quite a few extra weapons, and maces are cool because they can daze the target, but they're 30% less effective than spears. We don't really need 12 spears. We'll sell a few spears, and if we sell too many, the price drops to 4 gold. Okay, so we can only sell 2. We also do have a prisoner that was a former bandit, so we'll sell him, and then we'll buy some flour. We are starting to produce that, but not quickly enough just yet. We can buy shields as well. Let's buy 3 of those for our tanks. We should buy this book for Palisade so we can make walls around our base. Maybe we'll buy some more salves as well, so it'll be pretty much an even trade. And then we can sell a little bit of wood. Let's just do that for some extra cash. And we'll buy the book for training ground as well. We can use that to start training up our troops so we get a fatter army. After buying those shields, our army strength went up to 1561. And that is enough to invite Ugrad to our alliance. Ugrad accepts our alliance offer, and you can see our borders are now expanded. We can now see the town of Gorno, and they do not like Ugrad because Ugrad looted their villages, I guess. As far as their opinion of me, they don't like me either because I'm a competitor for influence. This guy's army is fat, 3,000 value, geez. He's got 11 bowmen and 7 macemen that have pretty good combat skill and mid-tier armor. I don't know why Ugrad thought it was a good idea to loot this guy's villages, but I should probably head out and schmooze it up with their ruler, or maybe I could try to seduce their ruler's spouse. Never mind, the spouse is monogamous, unfortunately. The heir is not, though. I could seduce her, make her my puppet, and then I could potentially, I don't know, kill their ruler if I wanted to, kill the ruler's spouse, who's their main commander. She's got 11 combat, 10 command. There's other things I could do potentially. so I probably should go out and do that. There's also a forest bandit camp down here with 6 bandits, and they have more gold. And then way down here, there's another bandit camp with 10 bandits, but they have even more gold. We're a little behind on reading tech because Iskra was just out for the last day, giving birth to our new daughter, Polyuba, who has a talent for manners like her father. Once she's of age, we could marry her off as well for quite a bit of gold if we don't feel like we're going to need someone that's good at manners. As long as I'm around, we won't. Although we could do is, although we could maybe use her to seduce enemy lords and make them potentially join us. Because yeah, when she gets 15 manners, she's going to have 25 bonus interest from men. So we could use that to our advantage. Both of our puppets have a desire to be rewarded from the king. And Iskra's loyalty for some reason is only 35, despite the fact that she's my puppet. And she's in a pretty decent mood, but her loyalty just doesn't seem to want to go up. It dropped by 20 because someone gave her a donation. I think it was the bishop that gave her money to lower her loyalty to us. But that was a few days ago. Giving her that gift not only fulfilled her desire, but it gives her plus 25 to her loyalty. Because she's our puppet, we can have her give that gold directly back to me, and that's not going to affect her negatively at all, which is just crazy. So yeah, puppets are pretty OP. Yuna as well has kind of low loyalty, despite the fact that she has really strong feelings for me. You would think if I'm her idol, then she would be very loyal to me. We will boost her loyalty by fulfilling her desire for reward as well. And then we'll have her donate all that money back to me, and she's going to be super happy about it. Speaking of gold, one of our commanders that we hired for, it was like 450 gold at the very start, is now awaiting rehiring because we apparently only hired her for 10 days. She's not the greatest commander or combat person, so we don't need her anymore. It's definitely not worth rehiring her for another 400 gold. Unfortunately, Mekta is also going to leave us, another mercenary we hired at the very start, and they do have 16 combat skill. We have exactly the amount to rehire them, but I just don't know if we want to because we're just kind of strapped for cash right now, and we're going to be able to start training up our own peasants pretty soon. A new trader shows up, and because we have such a good relation with the matriarch from clearing out bandit camps and doing other stuff, we can now buy light armor from them. We currently only have, I think, 7 warriors, so we'll just buy like 5 light armors, and to cover the cost of that, we'll sell quite a bit of our moonshine. We are getting a bit low on beers, so people are going to have to drink moonshine, which is not ideal. Then we'll also sell them some wood and a couple of spears, and that will cover the cost. And on second thought, this trader actually has lower trade skill than most traders, so we might as well just buy all their light armor just because we're getting a better price for this stuff. We're getting attacked by ragged ones, and they're coming from different angles. There's 8 of them coming from this side. You can see our archer tower is doing some work. This thing has crazy range because it's really high up, I guess. They're also attacking from this side, and there's more on this side, I believe. We do have Hayward and Yuna ready to go, ready to intercept them. Although, I don't know if it's going to be necessary. We've already taken out half this squad, or maybe even more than half. I'd like to pull these guys back. And they're setting fire to one of our houses, which is not ideal. That is just a basic house, though, so we don't care too much about it. And they're setting fire to our mine, though. Okay, I really don't like that. Let's have Hayward and Yuna go hit up the mine. And over here, we've taken out their squad leader. Okay, let's pull these guys back. And then Hayward and Yuna are kind of in a bad spot. Although these guys are pretty bad at combat, so we might be okay. They have daggers. Yeah, I think we're fine. Main thing is, how's our buildings doing? Oh, we're getting just lit up here. This is not good. Our archers are not doing too well, although they don't have the greatest combat skill. Well, I think our mine might be done. It was 50 wood, but we can rebuild it. It's fine. I'd rather have the mine get destroyed than us actually lose anyone or any equipment. Did Hayward's axe get destroyed? It did. Oh no. Well, we just lost an axe off of this. That sucks. How are you guys doing up here? 86% on the tower. I guess it has to get to 100 and then it will start burning. I think we're fine though. As long as we didn't lose any armor, then I'm okay with it. Losing the axe does suck, but oh well. I guess we didn't completely lose the mine. We just had to put 20 more wood into it to repair it, so that's not too bad. We did manage to capture 7 of the ragged ones, and we're using them as prison labor. We got 2 working in the mine, 1 at this wood cutting place, 1 at this mine up here. We have 2 mines now. And then down here, we got a couple prisoners working our rye fields. And so they're definitely helping us out. We could also hire them to our army. Like, their combat skill's not terrible. And we might actually have to, because pretty much all of them have infected wounds. That's what this little red thing means. And I don't think there's any way to cure them if we don't have our prisoner hut, which I was trying to build, but I just didn't get around to it. And yeah, they're having to sleep outside, and they're going to get gangrene in 1 day. 3 of them did also lose an eye, which really hurts their combat ability, I think. So maybe we'll just keep those ones as slaves and then hire the rest. You may also notice it says that I'm planning to kill the bishop because I really don't like him. He's apparently my rival for some reason, and I don't know why that even is. I'm going to spend some time with him and try to mend relations with him before things do get out of hand. Oh, and he did apologize to me. With my manners being 16 now, this is never a situation that I should have gotten myself into. I should have definitely spent more time with the bishop. Speaking of violence, on the world map, we're about to engage this bandit camp, and we could hire 7 bandits with 5 combat skill for 350 gold, which is kind of a steal. Bandits are not as good in the army because they have a moodlet penalty, but if you keep them as archers, I think their moods could be pretty good. So maybe we don't want to clear out this bandit camp, and instead we should go for this one down here, which is a bit more terrifying though. They have 4 crossbowmen, which can destroy armor, 3 axemen, 2 spearmen, and a maceman. Their combat skill is pretty good. Like, their spearmen have 8 to 11. The rest of their combat skill is actually not that good. We probably will end up capturing a lot of bandits in these 2 battles though, so let's actually just clear them all out. Whichever ones we don't kill, we can just hire to the army. Now, this first group of bandits looks like it's not even gonna make it to our group. Or I guess it does just barely, but they don't do too much damage to us. Off of that, we did manage to capture 2 of them, plus we got some loot, and now our squad is off to the next bandit camp. Well, this is kind of anticlimactic. As we're about to get to the bandit camp, they send out an army to attack some base somewhere. Siva, I guess. What sucks is, like, they're not going to win. I don't know why they're doing this, and we cannot intercept them for some reason, unless they're on their way to attack us, which is kind of lame. We probably would be able to intercept them if there was some way to, or maybe they'd be slightly quicker than us. Because we're dragging around prisoners, I think that's what this red arrow indicates, and I think it means we're slower on the world map. With those 7 bandits gone, there's only gonna be 3 left in this camp, and there's not much value left in it. That's kind of lame. There goes the attack. There's no way they win, right? Yeah, they just got owned. Like, I don't, what the heck was that? Meanwhile, back at base, they updated the art for some buildings, and because the prison ward is different dimensions, they refund the building to us, and we can place it wherever we want. I'm thinking we're going to place it in the middle of all these fields, because it doesn't get happiness for placing near the altar or like the hall or anything, and you actually want your prisoners to be next to wherever they're working. It's less travel time between home and where they work. So yeah, we'll just put it in the middle of all these fields. That's pretty lame, because I brought Hayward and Una along with us because I thought we were going to have to do a pretty nasty fight. And Una actually has an inspiration right now, so all of her skills are increased by 5. She would have been a beast in this fight. We did manage to capture 1 of the bandits, plus we got some loot, and with that we'll be heading back home with our tails between our legs. Meanwhile, back in town, a special guest has arrived, the minstrel. We can pay him to make 10 people become religious fanatics, 10 people can get a positive thought, 5 people can become loyalists, and I know loyalists are pretty OP. Loyalists really like me, and they're really good in battle because they will not flee. And we can also pay him to make 5 vagabonds or cutthroats return to the honest life of a peasant. Right now, we don't have any vagabonds or cutthroats, and I think heroic song sounds like the best use of our money, so we're going to pay him to do that. And I'm assuming you can only pay him to do one thing. And I did turn all the slaves that weren't missing an eye into warriors, and they are now using some of our medical salves to heal themselves. The other slaves that lost an eye are not going to be using medical salves, I think. So we'll probably just sell them off to the trader for not that good of a price, because our trader is currently out on a mission. And yeah, infected wound on this dude, loss of an eye on this dude. Oh wait, he doesn't have an infected wound though. Okay, we can keep him as a slave. This guy does have an infected wound though. We have to sell him. Can sell this guy a bunch of moonshine. Been just mass producing that, and because I only have 3 trade skill, I'm not actually going to buy anything from this guy. I'm now spending some more time with the bishop, and hopefully Okay, I fulfilled my desire of killing the bishop, I guess. As you can see, I didn't kill him. He's just not considered my enemy anymore because our relationship is -16. The minstrel did complete his commission, and as I thought, he is going to leave after doing just one thing. If we look at our list of peasants now, though, we can see any peasant with the crown icon next to him is a loyalist, and we do have quite a few now. Once we build our training ground, I think we'll turn all those loyalist peasants into fighters. And one thing I just noticed about the new update is I can now sleep in the hall. At the start of this game, I was homeless for a while, which was hurting my mood quite a bit until I built myself a lord's townhouse. And these can now have 2 lords in them. That was another part of the new update that just got released today. And earlier, we had to build a lot of these because each of them only was able to house 1 lord. I do also wonder if Iskra is going to sleep in my bed or if she needs her own townhouse as well. So I'm clicking on the hall and it doesn't say anyone lives here. And just on a side note, we do have a new free lord that's ready to hire today. And she's actually pretty good. She's a part of the Varn culture and she has passions for intelligence and manners. For some reason with her, we cannot give her a title though. We can only hire her. And I wonder if that was also part of the new update. You can no longer just straight up give titles to lords. I just don't think I want to hire someone that's good at intelligence to read books if they're only going to be with us for 10 days. And then when they leave, we lose that book knowledge. We could have her write books for us though, using the knowledge that we already know. And then we could just sell those books. We could actually start mass producing paper if we find the tag for paper workshop. I wonder if we can't give her a title anymore because we have 4 lords and 2 kids that are gonna eventually hold title spots. I'll test it out really quick and see. We can actually grant her a title, but we can only do it now after we hire them, which I think is a new feature. Because yeah, earlier we were able to just grant titles and not hire them. So we saved out on quite a bit of gold that way. I do kind of like the idea of getting another person that can do research because Iskra is really good at teaching. And so she can teach our kids to be really good at research and teaching, which can help us further down the line. So while she's focused on teaching, this new lord can be focused on just reading full time. And then once she gets to 10 intelligence, she can share her knowledge with anyone without level restrictions, but their interlocutor may adopt their culture. I don't know what sharing knowledge means exactly, but having other people adopt the Varn culture would actually be good for us. And she gets that trait because she has a passion for intelligence, and she will learn intelligence quicker. So yeah, having a really smart girl who's only 19, by the way, around is going to be really good. And then because she's a girl, I can seduce her to keep her in line. Yeah, I think overall, not a bad use for money. And Iskra is sleeping in the bed with me. So yeah, we have a bunch of lord houses that are just collecting dust basically. Hayward's using this one, Yuna's using this one, but then we got this one doing nothing, and then our new lord, Matnet, is using this one now. I guess only one lord can use the lord's townhouse, unless they're married maybe, then they can both use a townhouse, which makes sense. I was wondering why I was having to use a different house than Iskra for most of this playthrough. As our squad is about to make it home, another bandit camp pops up on the world map with 8 bandits this time, and they do have crossbows, axemen, spearmen, and macemen, and 2 more bandits just popped up in their garrison. I think it's these bowmen. So they have 10 bandits total now. Hopefully they don't get any more by the time we get over there. All right, we made it over to the camp, and they do have a archer tower built here. Oh no, this is gonna be potentially very bad. Although they might have really bad archery skill. I think it's just bowmen in the tower, and it's not crossbowmen. Oh jeez, this is scary. Because it said we were supposed to lose this. Oh man, how many archers do we actually have here? We're mostly archers, I think, right? Yeah. We have better bows than them, I think. Better bow skill. So I don't know like how much the tower is going to affect our ability to hit them. I don't know if it's giving them an edge or what exactly, or it's just increasing their range. And does Yuna still have her inspiration? No, she does not. Yeah, the game kind of screwed me on that because she was really ready to fight and carry with her 10 combat she had. She's up to 6 now. She needs 7 more skill ups to get her head chopper trait. And she's already 43 years old, so I really don't think that she's ever going to see that head chopper trait. Although people can live to be like 60 to 80, I think, is like the average life expectancy. So maybe she still has a while to go. I would imagine though, once you get your 60s, it's gonna be harder to fight. And they did surrender, but their archers in the tower have not surrendered yet. And they're just mowing us down, jeez. These archer tower mechanics are brutal. Once we get an army with like full armor though, I don't think their archers are gonna be too terrifying. I do wonder why we're not trying to snipe at them with our bows, because earlier I thought we were shooting at them with our bows. I wonder if we just weren't doing anything to them and that was just a waste. I also wonder if I could have just kept our dudes back and they would have eventually sniped them out. Their tower's burning, so they have to get out of it, and they're pretty screwed. They did take out a few of our dudes though, and I think they destroyed a couple of our shields. So archer towers are a bit OP. We did lose one troop off of that. We only captured 2, unfortunately. I don't think we looted any of their army's weapons or armor, which kind of sucks. Because yeah, our loot says we just got 6 spears and 6 bows total. Bringing back some prisoners and a lot of gold though. So overall that mission was a big success. There's a new mechanic in the game where one of your people can become a politician, and this happened to Iskra quite a while ago. It gives her a 30% XP bonus in all of her skills, and that has helped her get up to almost 12 intelligence now. She also can receive bribes, and I don't know what the bribes do exactly, but the king of Vasna bribed her with 250 gold, and she now has 625 somehow. I'm gonna have her give all that to me by using this new option, extort gold. I think this mechanic was changed in the recent update, but it seems like it's pretty similar. As long as she's my puppet, I can have her just give me gold. She is on her way to buy holy rings from the trader, and it seems like there's nothing I can do to prevent that. And so I'm gonna have her create a squad, which is something you can do if a lord's doing something you don't like. And I'll just have her lead around the bowmen to hunt flesh wolves for the rest of the night till the trader leaves. The next morning, I talk to Iskra and extort all of her gold, but as you can see, it does not affect her opinion of me. I'm pretty sure this spent the night together moodlet is new, because yeah, I've never seen her opinion of me be anywhere close to 220. She also doesn't have any positive moodlet for giving me gold, so it looks like that part was nerfed. And I think loyalty actually got changed, because now it's pretty much the same as her opinion of me. Hayward has bad loyalty, and it looks like I can just manage everyone's loyalty by talking to them now. I don't have to do anything extra, which is overall a buff for us, I think. And Hayward is also considered a loyalist, as is Yuna now. Yuna is pretty upset at me though. I haven't slept with her in a while. I'll do that today. Well, I will when she's done carrying out all our inspections. Her and Hayward are managers, and they have not been around base for 2 or 3 days now because of that massive journey they were on, and we've just not been very productive. I'm definitely not going to have them go on any more missions, I think. I knew it, dude. I was watching this flesh wolf get too close to our peasants. We're going to have them not protect the archers, just charge. Hopefully we can save this peasant. Dude, I was watching this thing just get way too close to our peasants. It looks like we are going to be able to save this peasant, and we get some extra meat out of the deal. Our army made it back with some of the bandit prisoners, and 2 of them have 11 combat skill. We'll definitely hire those guys, and then maybe these 2 bandits that are Varn culture, but then we'll keep these 2 as slaves. After sleeping with Yuna, she pretended to not hear me. I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, they definitely changed the seduction mechanic around so that she has a huge opinion of us for now, but I'm thinking that opinion's gonna drop quite quickly, especially if we sleep around. And she has 390 gold for some reason. Because she's our puppet now, I can have her donate that to me. We now have 1,500 gold from all of her shenanigans, and that's not even counting the money that Yuna's about to give us. Now we can start buying a lot of books. Our bishop does want us to build a temple, and I think this will help people's moods. Internal trade allows us to build 3 new buildings, which again I think will help people's moods. Pig farm gives us a steady supply of meat that again will help people's moods. Workshop is going to allow us to make mainly tools and crossbows. Then coal furnace allows us to make coal, which is required to make tools. So we'll have the production line ready for tools, and we need tools for a lot of stuff like making paper. And then I'm noticing the price of salves is crazy high right now. It's got a temporary double price increase, but even without that, saying the price is now 60 gold per salve. If that is the case, we want to start producing salves of our own. So we'll buy the book for herbalist so we can start collecting herbs in the forest. And so that we're not eating into our gold supplies too much, we'll sell some wood and some moonshine. Using 150 gold, I reward Hayward to buff our relations with him, and he later makes a political donation of 200 gold back to me as I am his favorite politician. We now have really good relations with all of our lords, so I'm not worried about any uprising from them. I do have a mental breakdown, and I start beating up one of our peasants. From fighting this guy, I do get 2 combat skill, and after the mental breakdown, I get this trait Devout, where I become a fanatic permanently. This kind of sucks because fanatics suffer twice as much from sins, and so when I seduce people, the moodlet for that is twice as painful. I also do have a desire to go see the nearby king of Vetchabor, but I don't know if I can do that right now because Vetchabor is the king of Ugrad, and our army is currently heading over there to protect Ugrad from Gorno. The king of Gorno is planning to plunder Ugrad, and they have a pretty big army. It says their army value is 5k total, which is pretty crazy. The army we're sending over only has 1300 value, but Ugrad has an army of 3300. So I'm thinking if we just send over archers, then we should be able to defend Ugrad. While most of our army's out, we had a message that the ragged ones are coming, and so we are desperately trying to train up some of these loyalist peasants that I hired to the army. Because our instructor is pretty good with 11 combat skill, 10 training, we're getting 0.1 experience per hit, and we have a max training level of 11. The 11 combat skill I believe is Hayward's, and then the 0.1 experience might be scaling off of Hayward's command skill. Meanwhile, on the world map, Gorno's army made it over to Ugrad, and this is going to be a huge battle. I'd say we definitely have the edge here. Plus, we have 2 towers for defense. Unfortunately, we don't get to defend inside the guy's city. We just get his towers on this battlefield. Let's have our archers target the enemy archers, and then we're just going to stick in the back while Volodar does most of the work. Because, yeah, we have only archers here. Hard to tell if we're actually doing well here. Definitely doing some work on our archers for sure. It didn't seem like we really took out any of them. And Volodar is getting kind of overrun here. We might have to help him out. 9 to 15 is not ideal. I mean, if he does get overrun, then whatever is left will make it to us. And we'll just deal with that when the time comes, I guess. I'm kind of worried about Lucifer, though. He does have actually only 1 combat skill. Okay, so I'm not actually too worried about him. And these guys do have maces, so I think they will be knocking us out, not killing us. Maces are more effective than daggers in melee, but they are not that great. They're not spears, and I don't think they have the lethal power. Might not be good. Lucifer does have how much command skill? 7. So his warriors are going to be running earlier than our warriors. Their army also did get softened up quite a bit. Or did they? It's 8 to 12. Oh no. Maybe we should have sent more. That's 9 to 12 now. We just got an extra troop. We're back down to 8, 7, 6. Oh no. What's going on here? How are we losing this? Okay, this is really bad. Looks like bows are not the way here. So clearly archers are not the way if the target has really any armor at all whatsoever. Because, yeah, we just got absolutely slaughtered in that fight. Despite the fact that we had more equipment than them, and their commander just sucks so bad. I don't know what the heck that was all about. But now our army has spears. I gave everyone a spear. 4 of our dudes have shields. And one thing I made sure is that our bandits that have 11 combat skill are not the ones that have shields. I gave the shields to our non-bandit troops. And yeah, this is looking like it's going much better. We are outnumbering them already. Kinda. Although our buddy's troops are fleeing. I guess he must have terrible command skill or something. What's weird is Lucifer has like no command skill. Although the mood of his troops is much worse this time. And what are my troops doing? What the heck was that all about? They were just kind of sitting there. Maybe I misclicked there or something. I don't know. That was weird because normally, like once your troops engage, you can't move them at all. They just kind of go, go, go. So yeah, I don't know why we stopped moving there. But it looks like we are going to be victorious this time. I did have to save scum. But yeah, we're learning the mechanics here. Lesson learned, do not fight armor with bows. We captured 5 of the enemy troops, or our ally did, and their ruler got killed in that battle. Our reward is thanks from our ally, and that's all we get. We don't get to capture any of the prisoners. We don't get any of their gear. Although Gorno now has basically no army. We can actually just go plunder them right now. Yeah, it looks like we can actually just send our army over there to plunder them, which is going to piss off the matriarch slightly, but it could be worth it because they have 376 gold. And then they do have some books that maybe we could plunder as well. One would think we could take their books and capture a lot of their civilians and stuff, which I don't know if that's the case. The next trader has some interesting books. Mace stun gives us a 3 times higher chance to stun with maces. We don't currently have any maces, but this could allow us to capture more prisoners. So let's try it out. And then military logistics speeds up our army movement by 100% on the world map, I believe, which is going to be really helpful. So let's grab that as well. Plus, we could always use more shields. We can cover the cost of that quite a bit with some wood and moonshine. And we're now plundering their city, which is not really a city. It's more just one watchtower. Their queen does surrender immediately, and I'm not sure if we actually have to send someone over to capture her or if we just automatically get to capture her. I'm just wondering if she's going to run away after we destroy the watchtower, which we're about to find out. And no, I don't think she got away. We did capture 2 of their troops, and apparently 1 was her. We also got quite a bit of gold out of the deal, but we cannot take their books or enslave any of their people, which is a bit unfortunate. We could attack them again and then maybe enslave Grilos as well. But because we don't have negative relations with Grilos right now, our neighbors and the matriarch would really hate us if we did that. We need a good relation with the matriarch so that we can buy good weapons and armor. Although pretty soon we should be able to manufacture our own weapons. So I don't actually know about that. Our squad makes it back with the enemy queen. And as you can see, she's in a terrible mood and she really hates me. Her skills overall are not great for someone that's 28 years old, and she is a coward, which may be why she surrendered so easily, although the cause was she fled during a battle, so maybe she became a coward after that battle. Because she's not great, I think we'll just release her back to Gorno for 660 gold, although I guess that will take a little while because right now they only have 165. We had kind of poor relations with our researcher lord that we hired earlier, who I still have not given a title to, so I decided to seduce her to really buff her relations with me. If I do that, I get shame for sins times 4 for a negative 99 moodlet because I'm a fanatic now. So I really don't like sleeping around, which pretty much sucks very bad for the playthrough because our whole purpose was to be like this super seducer guy. But I guess we're seeing some character development in him and he found God. So yeah, I guess from now on, he's going to have to focus on winning people over with his mouth and not other parts of his body. And I'm going to save scum before sleeping with Matnet. We're not going to do it that way. I spent some time with Matnet, repaired our relations to positive, and we're now going to grant her a title for about 400 gold. And she now officially is a subscriber. And we got this message pop up that says Iskra is planning a murder. She really hates the enemy queen prisoner. That's not ideal because the queen's husband still only has 160 gold to ransom for her. Hopefully he'll gather that quick. And speaking of gold, Hayward is giving gold to Iskra, or Iskra is giving gold to Hayward, I guess, to draw him into her circle of followers. It was only 75 gold, although I would have rather had her give that to me, but for some reason she's no longer my puppet. That might be a bug because it says when she has over 90 relation, she becomes a puppet. I could seduce her, and since she's my wife, I don't think that's a sin, and that will make her become my puppet. I'll do a save and test it out. As we're heading to bed, we got the notification that Hayward is now a follower of Iskra, and Iskra is a follower of me, or she's my puppet. Or she will be my puppet soon. So that 75 gold probably did pay off. So it does appear that seduction, even for my wife, is considered a sin, which does not make any sense at all. Part of me is wondering if I can edit the save file so that I don't have this devout trait anymore. And I can try to turn our faction into non-believers because yeah, our king does kind of rely on being able to seduce people to influence their decisions. It's kind of the whole point of this playthrough. I didn't realize our priority from the start of the game probably should have been build a temple and then start doing sermons of doubt, which increase the chance that people come to our city that are agnostic, so they don't follow any religion. And if that were the case, our king could just sleep around with whoever he wanted. No one would care, I think. And after seducing Iskra, her opinion of me is 365, but she's not my puppet. Okay, there's some bug going on or something. I should probably report it and just wait for an update or something. Because yeah, I kind of need Iskra to be my puppet. Maybe she can't be my puppet because she's a politician, but I don't know. Doesn't say anything about that. And she's been a politician while she's been my puppet. I think it's a bug. Instead of doing any scummy save file editing, what we could do is donate the bishop 500 gold for his blessing. And with that, for 10 days, we can just sleep around with whoever we want. And there's a lot of other positives that come with this, like our peasant fanatics are willing to join our army. Relationship of all of our lords improves, and we could sleep around with all of them. And we're given protection of the church from invasion, I would guess. We just have to find the book Sanctity of of power. The book is not in the knowledge of the Holy Church though, so I don't think traders can come with it. We have to find it from neighbors belonging to the Tanai culture. The easier option right now is we just sleep around and then we confess to the bishop for gold and the sins will go away. It's just we have to confess after doing each sin, which is going to get kind of pricey. If I save scum to before I seduce Iskra, the cost of this is only 135 gold though. So that one seduction is going to cost us what, like 200 gold if we want to confess it off. I mean, we can certainly work with that if we get our economy booming. And speaking of economy, we do have a book trader and a regular trader here today. And it just so happens the book trader has the book rafter, Sanctity of Power. I looked through the other books and that is about the only one that we really need. Eternal Loyalist would be good, but it's written in Kaiden. And we're kind of strapped on cash right now anyways. To be able to afford this, we can just sell some books that we've already read, like Training Ground, Granary. We've actually built a granary. I never talked about that, but essentially it just makes it so food will not spoil and it holds a lot of food. Then we read Workshop, Palisade, been building some walls recently, and then Temple. We did build our own temple. This person has no money, so we'll only trade off 4 books. After we read that book, we're going to need some money, so we'll sell off some goods to the trader. We'll also sell a bunch of rye, because we don't need that much rye just sitting in our granary. Is it just me, or when I'm doing it with Iskra here, a bunch of people stop what they're doing and come over to watch, and then as soon as we're done, they all go back to what they were doing? I thought I noticed that earlier, but I was thinking, nah, there's no way. Nothing really happened the next day besides we just read Military Logistics a bunch. We almost fully read that book. The next trader has this book Scaffold, which we're going to have to build pretty soon, because we currently have 5 vagabonds in the city and 2 cutthroats. And cutthroats are pretty nasty. They can steal gold, rings, and books, and they can kidnap lords, and if neighbors hate us, then they can hire them to do bad stuff. Oh geez, there's a cutthroat doing something over here, and he got dealt with swiftly. No scaffold needed for him. Oh, and then some cutthroats are attacking Hayward, which is not gonna be smart for them because Hayward has full armor on, and Hayward also has 11 combat. It's really good they're attacking Hayward, not me, because yeah, I have a bodyguard apparently, and don't take him prisoner, just kill him. We don't want to be a society that's too light on criminals. Nah, I don't like the idea of capturing them, I think. I just feel like if they're going to try to stab a lord in the back, then there's no point of trying to rehabilitate. And speaking of crime, I decided to ransom the enemy queen before Iskra gets any crazy ideas and tries to kill her. We only got 300 gold from the deal, which was half the ransom, but people don't like having her around the base. Like, everyone dislikes her, and I really dislike her. I get a negative 13 mood rate constantly if she's on our map. And to help my mood, I have a desire to get some gold. I could just take it from the treasury, or I could take it from Iskra. If I punish her, I can confiscate all of her 525 gold, which she's got from political donations, and she only gets a negative 30 thought. She doesn't even get an opinion penalty hit from me. If I try to extort gold out of her, she gets a negative 23 thought and a negative 20 opinion hit from me, and I only get 150 gold. Seems like the scaling on these 2 options is a little bit off. She is at 96 mood right now though, which might mean she's going to have an inspiration soon. That can make her a lot more productive at reading books. And right now, our main focus is getting those books read. So maybe I'll wait till she has an inspiration, then I'll extort all of her gold. And here's the inspiration mechanic. If they wake up in a happy mood above 80, there's a 20% chance they will gain inspiration. So maybe I'll just see if she gets an inspiration today, and then if not, I'll extort the gold from her. We don't really need the gold right now though, like we're at a pretty healthy amount, 1k. So maybe I'll just take the gold from the treasury for now, just to fulfill my desire for gold. And actually this is gonna make my mood really good, because it's going to take away 2 moodlets, and then I'll get a bonus for fulfilling my desire. So my mood's going to be in a really good place, and I've desire for this. I could fulfill that tonight if I spend the night with Iskra. Oh yeah, my mood's above 80, so tomorrow I could potentially have an inspiration. And I will say that it's kind of crazy that I have a desire, because I'm pretty sure me and Iskra did it yesterday. I guess when you have the lustful trait, you just pretty much always have that negative moodlet, and that's not ideal. Off of that action, Iskra became pregnant. Oh, I almost want to save scum that. I wasn't thinking about the chance that Iskra could become pregnant. I really just need her reading full time right now. I won't save scum it, but man, I want to. As we were praying today, I was noticing Matnet has to go all the way around here to get over to the library. The layout for our base is just not ideal, and we don't have any roads built yet. I can move some of these lords halls around, so we have space for a road. It will cost me 5 wood per house I move, but that is a price I'm willing to pay to reduce travel times. These guys are really not going to like to move because they're currently at plus 12 mood, being that they're next to a hall and a temple. And I don't actually know where I'm going to move them. Over here it's just plus 2 because it's too far away from the altar. And then, yeah, there's really nowhere to put them actually. What we could do is just build another altar like way up here, or I don't know, they don't want to live next to the training ground, I guess. Well, for now, we'll just move them like way down here. And then we could build an altar or a temple below these houses, and that will actually make them pretty happy. This house is going to be plus 12, I think, because they're next to the hall. We do just have so much stuff we're trying to build right now. Like, I'm trying to set up walls around our base, and we've got these walls set up, and we're trying to work on a gate over here, but it's really slow going. You can see all the blueprints I've laid down. Like, we got a warehouse over here, a mill. I don't even know why we're building a third mill. Probably don't need that right now because we do have 2 that are fully upgraded. So we got 3 workers in each. And we just don't have the labor, I think, for 3 mills. We got the granary over here that I was talking about earlier. You can put that pretty much anywhere, I think. And over here, I've been trying to build another rye field for quite a while, but we just haven't got around to it. Try to build another training ground as well, which I don't know if that's actually necessary. We'll actually cancel our second training ground because we're about to go on some missions once we research military logistics and our army is able to move quick. And we don't need the army around right now because we don't have any more cutthroats in the base anyways. And even if we did, we would only need a couple army troops to just patrol around. And also, I don't know what's going on with this rye field. I guess it needs repair. We'll focus on doing that first. I think every so often the fields need to be repaired with wood by burning wood at them or something. It's kind of like an upkeep cost. Every so often you just need to do that for your fields. And yeah, that's pretty much a tour of what we got going at the base right now. And we got a flesh wolf attack. I can't leave you guys alone for a second. Well, this peasant's probably dead. Yeah, our army's coming over here, but they're not going to get here in time, I think. What sucks is, like, I cleared the flesh wolves out yesterday, or at least the ones I could see, but apparently I didn't get them all, or this guy is a new flesh wolf that has come to destroy our fanatic. He's not a loyalist, at least. Yeah, it does suck to lose anyone right now because we are a bit low on labor and he's dead. But I'm really slacking on the flesh wolf clearing. There's 2 flesh wolves in this area. It is hard to see them in the trees though. Like, this one just completely disappeared. And you can see through the trees if you manage to click on the flesh wolf. But before you click on it, you can see, like, you can't see this guy at all. There really needs to be a visual option that you can toggle to just see through all the trees on your map completely, mainly while you're hunting flesh wolves. Because our mood's so good right now, we got a bunch of migration today, and we now have 9 unemployed people, I believe. Well, I'm going to put those guys to work by building some more builders camps, and this just allows you to have more builders. We'll just put them pretty much wherever. We can move them later, so it doesn't really matter. We'll focus on building those guys first, and then once those are set up, let's build a coal furnace. Let's put that in our industrial area next to this warehouse is fine. I don't know if we have a workshop set up yet. Yeah, I don't think we do. So let's build a workshop as well. And we could even set up another brewery kind of near our other one. And we could move this builder's camp as well. Just get it out of there. I don't think it needs to be near anything. Let's put this brewery right next to our other one. I also should be setting up roads, which increase character movement speed by 30%. It is 1 gold per road though. So we got to be kind of careful where we put those. I would like to connect our altar over to our library. That was 100 gold to do that. Okay, I got to be careful. I'm not sure lords can actually walk through this path. I know regular peasants can, but lords are a bit fatter, I think. Like, you can see these lords down here have to go all the way around, whereas some of these peasants can kind of just sneak through this area. Are these peasants over here stuck? Maybe you shouldn't build your houses right next to each other, or you should at least leave some kind of space, because, yeah, it looks like these guys are stuck. Or maybe not. They eventually got out. Let's keep building roads. We should probably move this lord house, Hayward's house. He's not going to like this, but can we actually move it here? Yeah, we can. And can we just build a road going here to connect to the hall? And this peasant isn't really trying to use it. Okay, we'll just build more road. I think the more road you have, the better. The more chance the peasants will actually use the road. I bet they're not smart enough to choose the road if they can choose it. And so you just kind of have to build a road where you think they're going to go. These houses over here are kind of in a bad spot as well. Probably should just move them back 1 square like so. And then just put more road. Whoops. Didn't mean to click that house. Let's put more road over here. It's actually 4 gold per road tile. I thought it was only 1 gold. Okay, well, I've spent like 300 gold setting up roads, but I think it's eventually going to be worth it Quicker peasants equals more productivity, and more productivity equals more money. And speaking of money, I did take all of Istra's gold, which did not give her any mood hit, but it did lower her opinion of me quite a bit. But as you can see, we're still good friends. I will deposit all that gold, and now we're up to 1270, which is pretty good. And I did look on the Discord, and they were saying politicians cannot become puppets, but Iskra was a puppet and a politician earlier. I think she became a puppet, then became a politician, and then her relations with me dropped for whatever reason. So she stopped being a puppet, and then now we cannot make her a puppet anymore while she's a politician. I understand why they'd balance it that way, because politicians get a lot of free money from donations, and if you can just take all their gold, it might be a little bit OP. But I do agree with this guy's comment. A lot of politicians are just complete puppets, because yeah, you can see here, there's an option to make Iskra a puppet, which is not available because it doesn't really say a reason, but I'm guessing it's because she's a politician. So we researched military logistics, and we're quicker on the world map now. I don't know if that applies to like messengers. We are sending one down to buy some prisoners from this forest bandit camp. We can buy 6 for only 72 gold, which is quite the steal. Each prisoner normally is like 40 gold a pop, if not more. And while over here, we got a army with 29 troops. Squad Caliste has a lot of really unarmored spearmen and unarmored bowmen. Okay, that's not too terrifying. Their equipment value is only 1192. Our army that we're sending out is 1630 equipment value, and that is most of our armor and army though. We need to start manufacturing heavy armor for sure, and swords. That'll be a priority with our upcoming traders. But yeah, our army's moving quite quick now. It's only going to take 5.5 hours to get all the way down to this forest bandit camp. This one's really easy. There's only 6 bandits here. Not terrifying at all. But then this one we bought the prisoners from has 12 bandits, and they are looking a bit more terrifying. They got some axes with shields, no armor though. And we delivered the prisoners, and we lose 7 relation with nearby neighbors, but that's fine. The ruler of Krij, Cornubis, came over to spend time with us, and we have pretty good relations with him. Vasna, not so much. He actually really hates us. We should probably spend some time with him because his army is fat. He's like double our army value. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have bought those forest bandits because he is really pissed off. If it goes below negative 25, then I think he can attack us. Oh, and speaking of attacking us, marauders have sent an army to sack our city. Strong band of marauders is moving towards our city, and they have level 13 to 17 axemen with heavy armor and shields. Okay, I don't know how we're going to deal with that. Cornubis, the guy that we spent time with, might send us help though, and Vasna might send us help. No, Vasna is not going to send us help. Vietland hates us. Vetchabor will for sure help us though. They're going to send over some crossbowmen that have 13 combat skill. They could melt those axemen armor. Plus they're going to send some spearmen and Volodar, who's kind of a beast. He's got a sword. Okay, well, we probably don't want to clear out the camp of forest bandits. We'll just send our army back home, make sure they're healthy. And then Vasna is actually sending over one of their lords with 2 bowmen. They have equipment value of 98 gold. Wow, Vasna, thank you. I bet how much army they send over scales off of a relation. Krij probably will send us over like all their army, I would imagine, because they really like us. We finished reading the Sanctity of Power book, and we're now going to ask Tootsfra for the blessing for 500 gold. And there we go. We're now blessed. So we're free of sin, and we get some other bonuses. And we have this cool hat thing going on. And I think I found a bug with the mine and walls. So one of our workers ended up dying in the mine, and this dude's gonna die, I think, pretty soon. He's emaciated. He's doing nothing. He's stuck. And then another person's stuck. So this wall right here is messing up our... Oh, wait. Another person's dead in here? Is that the guy I already looked at? Let's destroy this stuff. And then... Can these guys move now? Or are they just stuck? Let's turn workers off and let's see if these workers will go leave the mine. Okay, yeah, they kind of are. They don't really want to. I see they're like kind of moving, but they're not really. Okay, let's turn the mine back on. Are they going to go back into it? I mean, they seem like they kind of want to, but they also kind of don't. What the heck is going on here? I wonder how many workers we've lost to this mine glitch, because we only see 2 out here, but I've been noticing the amount of peasants that we have is not really going up, and I wonder if people just keep dying in this mine. What about this other mine? People dying in this one? No, I don't think so. Like, it says it's producing iron, then I hear the sound indicating that the mine is working. But then with the other mine, I don't hear anything. I'm just going to destroy it, and yeah, there's another person over here. There's 5 peasants total that I can see. There's another one back here, rotten, I think. Yeah, there's a dead cutthroat back here. What the heck is going on? Person's definitely stuck. Doing nothing. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that was because of our walls or what. Kind of sucks I had to destroy that though, because yeah, we're going to be getting attacked soon. While I have the church's blessing, I'm going to sleep with all my subjects, starting with Matnet. She is now my puppet, and she will donate all of her 300 gold back to me, which is going to pretty much pay for the blessing. Using that gold, we can ransom this prisoner from Gelleran. This is a new event where he brings in a guy that has completely secret stats. We can't see anything about him. And if we ransom them, we can see they're not a lord or anything. They're just one peasant, but then there's this option to release them, and they will return the favor soon. So I was looking on the Discord, and apparently the quest used to be you have to give them rings, and this guy said basically it was always a scam. Because the quest now requires you to give them gold, I'm wondering if the outcome has changed. We'll hopefully find out that's the case later, and we're just going to pay the guy 450 gold for the price of knowledge. And speaking of knowledge, we did pick up some new books from this previous trader: Paper Workshop, Weapon Forge, Alchemy Lab, and Smelting Furnace, and we'll get more into what we're going to do with those later. To be able to pay for them, we just sold off some Rutabaga, Moonshine, and Flour, plus 2 books we've already read, and that covered the cost. A few hours before the enemy arrives, me and Iskra put on a show to kind of get everyone in the fighting mood. The enemy's now here assaulting our base, and on the bright side, they only have 49 mood, but they do have some really powerful dudes. Their commander only has a dagger, which is good. I don't know what happened to the other bowmen, but yeah, I thought they had 2 bowmen. Either way, we do have archers in towers, and okay, we actually don't have as many as I thought. We only have 2 archers in this tower, 3 in this one, and then up here in this tower we have 3. Okay, that's pretty much okay. We should have the perfect amount, and I made it so bandits are manning the towers, because bandits are going to have worse moods. They're going to be quicker to flee. There we go, we're finally shooting at them. And we did finish our walls, so these guys are going to have to do something to our walls to breach. We are missing these guys. It hit this guy, but didn't do any damage to him. Okay, well, they're going to have to burn down this wall first, which is good. I'm just not noticing we're actually getting hits on these guys too much. Well, this guy's actually got hit a few times. Taking forever for them to burn down the wall, which is good. And there is a tech to improve walls, I believe. Or you can definitely improve archer towers. Wait, are we close enough, by the way? Just make sure we're close enough. Iskra is manning the squad full of archers. And then we got our lords plus spearmen plus our main fighters in this group. And yeah, these guys should be softened up, hopefully enough, so that we can just take them out without having to deal with casualties. Hopefully we don't have any casualties. It's taking forever for them to get through this wall though, which I do really like. So it was a worth investment to put 7 wood into each of these walls. Or this whole wall line here was 7 wood. Same with this one. I guess it's smaller than I thought. That is 7 wood right there. We did knock their commander, but he didn't have a shield. So I'm thinking the ones with shields are going to be harder to take. Like this guy only has 1 injury. It's a minor bruise. And we have only taken out 2 of them so far. And I'm guessing the other one was an archer. So yeah, 2 minor bruises on this guy. I'm not seeing any bad injuries. Well, this guy actually has a bad injury. But this was their bowman. Oh, yeah. It might be the case that we're just not penetrating their armor at all. And here they come. They're ready to charge in. I wonder if we should have Iskra charge in with the archers as well. Oh man. I don't know how to feel about this. Okay, they're just going, I guess. Iskra should definitely stay in the back. And I don't know, should we engage them, the archers? We could hit our own units in the back is the problem. So yeah, we definitely don't want to continue shooting, I think. We already lost 2 dudes, I'm pretty sure. Just engage. Shoot. How do we make it so the archers go in? They're just kind of still shooting. It's okay, I guess. Have we lost anyone? Hayward's okay still. Got quite a few injuries. Oh, and we did get the alchemy lab tech. Oh, and Unit got some injuries as well. But not too many. We're gonna have to make our own potions to cure ourselves. Okay, thankfully we won. We're gonna have to make our own potions because they're like 50 gold a pop from the trader. We did manage to capture this dude, who I'm guessing has good combat skill. And we did kill most of these guys, though, unfortunately. I'm not seeing that we captured that many. Capture another one down here. Did we only captured 2 here? Yeah, I think so. Or this guy's in pain shock. And what do we have here? A message with 1,000 gold in it from the quest earlier. You guys have no idea how close I was to just letting that guy go because I thought that that event just wasn't going to give us anything. But I was like, you know what? We can afford to do some testing. And the testing paid off, baby. Let's go. Up to 1,900 freaking gold. So with the next trader, we can probably afford to buy potions to cure ourselves. Let's disband these guys, let them go back to doing whatever they were doing before this whole thing happened, which actually was sleeping. We got attacked in the middle of the night. If they want to go sleep though, they can. They definitely deserved it. I'm looking over our injuries, and Yuna actually lost her hand, which really sucks for her combat ability, and she cannot do physical work, which is fine because I don't think lords actually do physical work. He mainly is here to do trading and manage though, and I don't think those are affected by her losing her hand. She's also 49, so her dreams of being this head chopper combat beast are just not ever going to be fulfilled. Well, she just took one of our salves, which is completely fine. She deserves it. At least I think she did, because she just had an infected wound. Yeah, she just used a salve on herself, which I'm fine with. And this is funny. Cornubis, who abandoned us before the marauders got to our base, is now getting attacked by some marauders. I don't know if we really want to help him. There's a lot of bandit camps that need clearing, and he did not help us. So the petty part of me wants to just say, yeah, you can go deal with it on your own. The strategy part of me does kind of think we should help him, although he's in an alliance with this guy down here. And so he won't actually join our alliance. We'd be much better off trying to improve relations with Vasna and try to prevent them from attacking us. They have an army value of almost 6k now. Our army value is only 3,700. We read quite a few of the books, and I'm setting up a lot more of the industry. Plus, I'm also trying to set up a basic road system. I'm using around 200 of our gold to set up some roads. I'm not sure they're actually going to really do much, just because I don't know the villagers' exact pathing. Just pop a few more roads down here and there. We just got to hope that the villagers are going to use them. We're currently doing a ceremony, and I'm looking at our pathing here. It looks really odd. I don't think our lords can actually path over this area. I'm pretty sure we have to move these houses, which does suck, but oh well, I'll move them when the ceremony's done. And the ceremony we're doing is the marriage between Yuna and Hayward. Yuna is 49, Hayward's 44, and Yuna cannot have kids anymore. So I thought, why not just marry her to Hayward? I probably shouldn't seduce Yuna anymore to keep her in line, but I'm kind of okay with that because every time I do seduce one of our lords that I'm not married to, I don't get any sins because I currently have the blessing, but they get some nasty sins. Right now it's only a negative 18 mood, but I think at the start it's like a negative 36 mood, which is very bad. Makes them go into mental breakdown. Matnit is currently feeling the pain of that. Yeah, we slept with her pretty recently, and she went on a mental breakdown, has a negative 35 moodlet for shame for sins. She also has a desire for reward, so we could fix that really easily. I don't know why she slept on the ground as well, but she does have her own room. Maybe that's something to do with her mental breakdown. Because Yuna's going to marry Hayward, I do believe they're both going to get a permanent positive moodlet. They definitely will if they fall in love. And we have a trader here today. We'll have Yuna deal with that. And we actually didn't use all of our salves there. Only Yuna used the salve, I guess. And we have so much moonshine. A lot of extra rutabagas as well. This trader does have the book for Flavorful Ale, an Armor Forge, and the book for Chancellery. We'll just sell the guy some books we already know, and we'll buy a couple salves from him, 3 salves just to be safe. Meanwhile, on the world map, we have some ragged ones coming to our base in 24 hours, but we can get all the way down to this bandit camp in only 3 hours, 15 minutes. Military logistics is crazy. There are a few other bandit camps, like we could hit this one afterwards. I just don't know if we'll have enough time. Before I forget, I gotta move these houses. Although we have a pretty good spot to put them. There's like a scaffold down here and an altar and tavern and stuff that people like to live near. And then yeah, the houses were too cramped. Like you can see there's no space. So I don't think the lords were able to get by. But we could put down either a square residential house, which as you can see is not blocking, or we can use this spot as like a weapon forge or armor forge once we research that tech, or even like a coal furnace. And we're not building too close to this house down here. If we build it here, it's pissing them off, but here it's fine, which is surprising. You'd think a coal workshop would have a bigger AoE of nastiness because of the smoke coming out of it. I think putting an industrial building right here would be very productive because the workers would not have to go too far to get there, and they can drop the goods off at the hall. We made it to the bandit camp, and as you can see, this is going to suck because they do have a archer tower. They also do have a couple crossbowmen. We're going to have our dudes target their archers first. Did we just lose one of our shields, by the way? I'm not sure. We do have a bunch of armor now because that army that attacked us had armor. So like 5 of our dudes have heavy armor now. And our equipment value is 3,300 on our current army. We are focusing their crossbowmen, which is really good. Those are the main dudes that can really do damage to us. Those things have a long reload. So hopefully we can kill this guy before he reloads. Looking like maybe, oh dang, almost. He did get a shot off and did not break this guy's armor though, so that's good. Yeah, these guys do have quite a few decent weapons. Like I'm seeing an axe on this guy. Thought maybe we'd take out their axemen before they got to us because they don't have good armor, but I guess not. This guy's fighting with his fists. Need to buy some more daggers for our bowmen. Most of our bowmen do have daggers by the looks of things though. Yeah, I'm not sure how worth this is going to be. So far, we've not lost anyone, though, which is really good. And then we're going to be able to just charge their tower in a second. I also don't know what this arrow that's dancing down here is. Some bug with the UI. We did lose a unit, but overall, I think we'll capture more than we lost. Well, we're about to see here. If we lose any to the tower, one dude is bleeding out pretty bad. This guy back here got an infected wound. There goes the tower though. We should not be shooting at these guys with our bows. Just be, I don't know how to make your bowmen just charge. We were victorious. We only managed to capture 2 of those guys, which is unfortunate, but we didn't lose anyone. We got some relationship with the matriarch and some gold. And with that, we'll just head back home. That battle was a little more brutal than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know they had a tower. And that floating arrow was pointing to our trade agreement. I recently set up one with Ugrad to buy herbs from them. We can do that because we have good relation with them, and we can sell them nectar once we start manufacturing that. Herbs are also needed for nectar, as is moonshine. And as you know, we have plenty of moonshine. From that battle, we only managed to capture 2 of them, I believe. We will hire both. And one does have an infected wound. We do have enough medicine for them to heal themselves. It is going to turn into gangrene in 14 hours, but thankfully we have enough medical salves for it. I'm watching me and Iskra do it today, and I think they're trying out some new technique, which is very interesting. At least this way, I don't think Iskra can become pregnant. We now have 3 kids I haven't really talked about. Polyuba has been getting taught by the bishop, and they have really high intelligence in teaching. Merimon has been getting taught by Iskra. Again, they have really high intelligence in teaching. And then the newest kid, Moirin, is learning manners and persuasion from the bishop. Or they were, but our relation dropped with the bishop, and so he will not teach our kids till we mend the relationship. It should be pretty easy to do. We can just flatter him or something. There's a free lord that wants to join us, and she costs 480, but she has 410 gold plus armor. We'll hire her, then seduce her, make her my puppet, and I forgot, in order to take their gold, we have to grant them a title first, which is going to cost another 400 gold, and I think with that, we are out of title slots, so I'm not sure what's going to happen when our kids become of age. Merimon is actually about to be of age. I think 18 is when he's going to need a title slot, and Polyuba is getting up there as well, so maybe we shouldn't actually grant this girl a title, or we could just take all of her gold and her armor and stuff, and then banish her. I don't know why they have title limits. That doesn't really make sense. If you have a huge kingdom, you should be able to have unlimited lords, right? And yeah, they have a review tracker on their Discord, and I've seen quite a few negative reviews about this game that are just pissed off at the title limit. It used to be 5 and they raised it to 6, but I just don't know why there's even a title limit to begin with, especially when if one of your lords dies, you lose all the knowledge that they had, so you kind of need extra lords around just in case, or you just gotta save scum if one of your lords dies, which you don't want to save scum. And then what about if one of your lords dies in battle, or like one of our lords got their hand chopped off? I think the negative reviews about the title system are definitely justified. I don't know if I'd give the whole game a negative review because of it, but I do agree that there should not be a title limit. We will extort all of her gold. Because of my bed skills, she's not going to mind giving her gold away too much. And yeah, as I thought, Merimon turned 18 today, and he now needs a title. We could also make him into a knight, but he's not going to be very good at that because he's only got 5 combat and command. He's our reader and teacher, so yeah, we need to give him a title. Also got crazy persuasion and manners from, I guess, our teaching. Iskra, I believe, has been teaching him, and she did have a inspiration. So all of her stats were boosted by 5 for the last day or two, and her inspiration did run off, but I think that's been helping. One way we could get rid of our new lord is we could marry her off to Siva. Juiced is now of marriage age, and he wants a bride. He didn't specify that he wants a young bride, though. So we can actually just send off Hot Mahi, the 49-year-old trader slash manager who we just slept with, and she actually cannot have kids anymore. We'll send her off for a huge profit of 900 gold. Plus we got her armor, her weapons, and all the gold she came with. And I think we spent in total 900 gold. So it was like a 500 gold profit, I think, in total. And yeah, Hot Mahi is now heading down to, I guess this settlement, was it? For some reason, we can't see them anymore. I'm not sure why that is exactly, but hopefully we'll get the gold. And speaking of gold, the next trader showed up, and pretty soon our crops are not going to grow due to some event. And I don't think it was a drought, because we did read the book Fighting Drought, but there was some other event, I think, that was going to prevent us from being able to grow food. So we're going to buy all the guy's flour, which is basically nothing, and then all of his rye as well. Maybe we should buy all of his meat. Meat is really expensive, though. I don't really want to buy meat. We have plenty of rutabagas, 540. So we should be able to get through this event. This guy's the book for Nectar, plus Defense Tower, which is a more improved version of our tower. It's tankier, I think, and it holds 5 archers. I don't even know how necessary that really is. We might as well just buy it. We need the book for axes and swords. And to cover the cost for all that, we'll again sell them books that we've already read, which is pretty much all of these, I think. And yeah, here's the prophecy, Hungry Days. It's a disease that's not a drought, I think. The ragged ones are here, aka the prisoner delivery party, which is going to deliver us some dudes that have 2 combat skill. Seeing 1 on this guy. Down here we got another squad, 2 combat skill, 3 combat skill. Yeah, these people are probably just going to be slaves. They're not even going to make it to our walls. They are attacking from the east side, though, as well. So it is important that we take care of these guys quick. Could actually send another squad over. You can see they're actually burning stuff. They're burning down multiple of our buildings. We just built this herbalist hut. It is just wood, so it's fine. And they're extinguishing the fire. Very nice. Well, it's kind of bad because we might end up losing some dudes here. I'd rather just lose the building than lose the peasants. Wish you guys would just not get killed here, ideally. Especially the loyalists, if there are any loyalists here. Looks like these guys don't care about fighting the peasants. And see if our army can get over here in time. Hopefully we did take care of that other bandit party. I would imagine we have. And we can just try to snipe these guys. No, we actually didn't. What the heck? They're still going. They're locked onto our army, though, I think. These guys found a way into our base from this side. But it looks like we actually lost a few units here. Because I swear we had 7 in each squad. Maybe a few of our bandit people decided to flee or just kind of give up. But maybe we didn't lose them permanently. After the battle, I'm still not sure if we ended up losing anyone. We did manage to capture a few people, and some got infected wounds, which are not being cured. I'm pretty sure you have to hire them to the army to cure their wounds, so we'll do that with both the prisoners that got infected wounds. Our prison ward was also full, and I am building another one, but I'm thinking maybe they had to be in the prison ward to get their wounds treated. Speaking of our army, we're going to send them over to Vasna because there's currently a politician's uprising there. One of their lords has 50% support of the warriors, which is huge because Vasna has an army of 7k value. So if we support Setnub here, we could potentially wipe out 50% of their army, and Setnub will be bound by honor to us, which means he has to repay us in some way. We also got the money from marrying off our lord. We're doing really well on gold right now. And because we have a new title slot, Merimon is now our new lord, and he is the puppet of Iskra, his mom. So I don't think he's going to backstab us or anything. The only thing we have to worry about is he is lustful, so we're going to probably want to find him a partner. I was sending our army over to do that event, and the event disappeared. Apparently our ally, Ugrad, sent over some type of sacrifice squad to attack Vasna. This had nothing to do with the politician's uprising, because I save scummed it and tried to get myself over there before the army could make it, and I was able to, but our ally decided to attack anyways, and it just ruined the whole event. Like, the event's gone. I don't know what the heck he was thinking, because Vasna's army is still 6,200. He might have done like 700 gold worth of damage to their army, but overall, Ugrad's army just got a lot weaker. Pretty sure they just lost one of their lords. And yeah, I just cannot fathom why Ugrad would attack Vasna at that time. With the alliance system, I feel like your allies should not be able to do stuff like that unless they consult you, because I'm the alliance head. And, you know, I have my own plans on what I want to do with Vasna. Ugrad attacking Vasna could be in direct conflict with my interests, which in this case, it completely was. And we also got a neutralization order from Ugrad. Vechebor wants us to kill Setneb, the politician guy who we were going to help. He's like, okay, well, my army failed, as, you know, anyone could have anticipated. Maybe you'll be more successful. No, dude, I'm not going to be doing that. The prophecy came true. And for 3 days, all fields will yield no harvest. We also have a special guest today, the Scriptonic, and we'll buy their book for correct cutting, so we get more wood from trees. We're going to need a lot of wood pretty soon for coal, and we have a lot of construction projects we're working on. This book allows us to recruit bandits with no penalty, but it is Kaidan, so we're going to need the language for that. And they have the book to teach us the Kaidan language. None of our lords also speak Tanaya, so we're going to buy that language book as well. And then the trader also had some books. Cooking meat will be good once we start making some pig farms. And he had the tech for crossbows. We sold the trader our usual moonshine and rutabaga, and the price for rutabaga right now is extra high because of the Hungry Days event. We have a ton of extra bows, so we sold the guy a few of those, plus some extra spears. About a day after Ugrad sent half their army into the Shadow Realm, they now have a politician's uprising of their own. Felita's like, yeah, this leader's an idiot, and he just killed off half of our army. We need a new leader. Part of me does want to support her as well, because Vechebor is 60 years old, and that is really old in Norland years. We're first going to send our army back to Vasna, where Setneb is trying to do a politician's uprising again. And we have an interesting decision. We could support the king and potentially kill Setneb, and this would make Ugrad really happy, and we get 900 gold. The issue is that Vietvlad is 50 years old, and the dude's not that good at combat or command, whereas Setneb is really good at combat and command. And I feel like he'd make for a better leader of a future ally. So the question is, do we want a stronger potential ally and maybe a bit easier of a fight because Setneb is better at combat than Vietvlad? Or do we want to kill Setneb for the 900 gold and support Vietvlad, who may end up being a weaker ally? Let's support Vietvlad, because once we do help with the rebellion, we're going to have to demand that Vasna becomes neutral, because they are the ally of Gorno. And once we demand they become neutral, we're going to have to attack them anyways. It's going to be easier to attack Vietvlad than Setneb. And what I'm hoping is we can get in there in time, and then we can send our army over to Ugrad as well, and we can help out one of these guys. And apparently, because we're an ally of Ugrad, we have a responsibility to send them aid, and we have a responsibility to help out Vechebor. Well, hopefully we can make it in time, because we're going to have to wait for potentially 3 days until the battle, which is odd. You'd think we'd be able to just fight immediately. And the battle actually did happen pretty much immediately. Vietvlad crushed the rebellion, Setneb lost, and I think he's dead. Did we get the quest done though for Ugrad? No, we did not, I think. Okay, well then part of me wants to save scum that and support Setneb instead, because yeah, we definitely should have got credit for the neutralization order. We're literally going in there and helping the king kill Setneb because of that order. Let's see what happens when we support Setneb here. Vietvlad crushed the rebellion. How does that even make sense? Setneb had 50% of the army's support, and he's better at combat. Vietvlad is terrible at combat. He had to fight our entire army as well. Yeah, that makes no sense. I'm going to save scum that and try it again. And I want to see if it's just pure RNG or what. Because yeah, that mechanic just makes no sense. And okay, after save scumming, Setneb becomes the new king. Vietvlad was defeated, which just makes complete sense. Setneb was stronger, he had half the army, and he had our army supporting him. How could Vietvlad win? Not possible, sorry. That's definitely an event where they should allow you to play it on the field and actually fight it. But I think that will come in a later update. For now, save scumming is the solution, I guess. Because we helped out Setneb, we can now redeem our debt of honor thing that I was talking about earlier. We can take 500 gold from them. We can ask for a peace treaty. We cannot threaten to plunder them, but we can tell them they have to become neutral, and we can ask them to join our alliance. We're sending a messenger over to do that. They should be able to get it done in a few hours. In the meantime, we're going to send our army over to Ugrad, and we're going to help out Vechebor. And I think I'm just going to save scum this till it's successful. And already no save scumming required. Vechebor did win, and he now has a debt of honor to us as well. It doesn't look like there's much we can do with that debt of honor. Any dark deeds are not not protected by it. We can offer them a peace treaty, but that seems to be about it. And there's this quest where they can lend us money as well, but we have to repay it. I don't think that debt of honor is actually going to do anything. Vegetable really does like us though. I'm surprised he's not our puppet. Above 90, it said that he should be a puppet, but maybe because he's a ruler, then he can't be. I don't know, there's a lot of weird mechanics in this game. And you can see our messenger heading to Vasna, who is apparently homeless. Yeah, we're having a bit of a housing shortage right now because we just aren't getting enough wood. The messenger was successful. Setneb is now neutral. And we cannot invite them to our alliance yet though, because our army strength is less than theirs. We have 4k army strength. They have 5k. We need to manufacture some weapons quick because we do not want Vasna to be allied with Gorno. We could actually ask Gorno to ally with us. We just need a little bit of relation with them. I guess I'll go over there and spend some time with their lord. We do need to get some weapons quick because the strength of Vasna is reduced by 30% for 3 more days. And that happened because of the whole uprising thing. And it looks like we can actually invite Vasna to our alliance because Setneb left Vasna for a little bit. He's traveling over to Ukraine, I think, to spend time over there or something. And Vasna's strength went from 5k down to 973. That is a little bit odd because Setneb isn't that strong, I think. And Vasna's armored crossbowmen are not there right now. So I guess they sent them out as well to do something. They're not with Setneb though. I don't know where they are exactly. It's not this squad. It's not this girl as well. What is funny about Setneb visiting Ugrad is Ugrad wants me to kill Setneb still. So I wonder if Setneb's going to make it out of there alive. It would actually be kind of tragic if they do end up killing him right now because Setneb really likes me. I swear if Vegetable kills him, I'm going to be so pissed off at this alliance system, dude. I'm the alliance head. I should be able to tell Vegetable, you will not kill Setneb. He's actually not that bad of a guy. And Ugrad has a rebellion again after like half a day or something. Yo, these politicians hate Vetchabor. I was thinking, you know, what is he doing that's so awful to make all the politicians hate him? But then we look at recent events. If a lot of politicians hate you, then you're probably doing something right, yeah? Setneb agrees to join our alliance, and our relation with him strengthens even further. And meanwhile, down at Gorno, I'm going to be spending time with them, and hopefully we can increase our border even more. And what do we got down here? A lord that's ready to leave. Hotmahi is ready to leave. And wait, was Hotmahi that lord that we married off to Siva for, what was it, like 900 gold? Now she's ready to leave. We could just buy her, and then I wonder if we could sell her back to some faction as a bride. We can invite her to join if we had title slots, which, titles are so stupid. We spent time with the king of Gorno, and we cannot actually invite them to our alliance because they really hate Vasna. Grilos doesn't like Setneb because their alliance was broken. This should fix itself in not that much time though, so we should be able to invite Gorno to our alliance pretty soon. We could also expand our borders to the south. Krij and Siva are both allies of each other, and the king of Siva actually really likes us because we're related through marriage. I apparently really hate him for some reason. He's my mortal enemy. I don't know why, but that doesn't really matter. As long as he's not on our map, I think. His army is pretty big though. Like he's got armored swordsmen and he's got a really fat garrison. 7 crossbowmen in towers is terrifying. So we'll try to build up our army strength a little bit further and then we'll make them become neutral, or we can't because we don't share a border with them. So we'll have to make Krij become neutral first. And Krij actually doesn't have any towers built. You can tell by how their town looks on the map. They have walls and a tower. I think that means they have towers. So fighting them should be a bit easier. Siva will send them reinforcements. So we're going to need an army that's stronger than like 5 swordsmen with armor, 6 macemen, and that lord's not that strong. While that was going on, we bought a couple more books from the next trader. Fertilized correctly is going to give us less wood upkeep for our fields. And then Poisoner gives someone the Poisoner trait, which allows us to kill someone if our intelligence is way higher than theirs. And we have some really intelligent lords, so I think this is actually going to be pretty useful. We might as well increase our Rutabaga field efficiency by 20% because, yeah, we're just getting so much profit from selling off Rutabagas and Moonshine. These books are essentially free for us. We've got another Ragged Ones event, and these guys are attacking our east wall, which is fine. We moved one of our towers over to that wall, and I'm building a big tower next to that gate as well. While they're dealing with that, our main force is going to try to fend off these Ragged Ones, which you can barely see way up here, who are attacking from the mountain. I did not know they could actually attack from that angle, so we're just sending our beefiest dudes up here to take them, and then hopefully the archers in our towers can take care of these dudes. We're not going to really worry about them just yet, I think. And we're mainly just going to let them burn whatever they want to burn while we handle these guys. So, yeah, we got Hayward plus our main just tanky guys in this group. And they are going to charge. One of the dudes doesn't have armor, though, apparently. I don't know why that is. They're the ones with the axe as well. Crap. I would like to get them away from the fighting, but not going to worry about it. They are in menopause. That's actually a female. Very interesting. Enemy squad commander has been killed. Unconscious. These guys should not be lasting too much longer. We're going to send our archers over this way to help out and try to snipe out these dudes. Looks like for the most part they've actually been taken out though. Our peasants are being kind of stupid. It doesn't look like the bandits are focusing the peasants though. Are they going to be able to get the gate down at 92%? There's only 2 of them left though. At 95. 1 left. 98. 99. No, they got it down the last freaking toss. Oh, we got a flesh wolf attack too. We actually lost 1 person. Or Yuna's in pain shock. You got an infection, and there's a lot of things going on with her. She's got so many debuffs and buffs and stuff that it's going off the screen. Can we save this peasant, by the way? Oh, we did save him. Very nice. For the next trade, Yuna has an inspiration, so her trade skill is increased by 5. This trader is pretty nuts though. He's got 16 trade skill. We're going to sell off the ragged ones we just captured who have infected wounds, and we're not going to waste our medical salves on them. And it doesn't say here, but this girl has gangrene. She's going to die from the infection, but they're going to buy her anyways. We'll sell off some moonshine as usual, plus some bows. You can see our rutabaga supply is actually getting kind of low. I was thinking about buying some food from the trader, but the Hungry Days event's over, so we can start farming our own food again. Our population is quite big now though, so we should buy this braised rutabaga book just in case some of our population can only eat rutabagas. They won't die from only eating them. And another scriptonic showed up. We'll buy this narrow font book, which makes it cheaper to make books from paper because we're just about to start manufacturing paper. And that book is written in Maka, and only Hayward knows that language, and he's pretty dumb, so it'd take him forever to read that. We'll buy the Maka language directory from the scriptonic as well. Ugrad got attacked by this nearby bandit camp, and we were able to help them out. I just kept our forces in the back, and we didn't take any casualties. We then sent our army over to Vasna, which is now being attacked by Squad Yara. And that belongs to Siva, I believe. I think this is like all of Siva's army. They got quite a few swordsmen that are really good at combat, and some macemen, and Yara. And she is hopefully going to be getting owned here because we have 8k army value at Vasna. They should have towers as well. We got my forces plus Ugrad actually sent in some reinforcements. And they sent in some crossbowmen. They should be pretty helpful. We also do have the power of towers, and they have no accuracy penalty shooting over these walls, while the archers on foot do get an accuracy penalty. I don't know exactly what the penalty is. Oh, and their squad commander gets knocked out. That's a good start to the fight. Their main squad has 38 mood. This one has 45. We're down to 35 mood. And they are not wanting to be here. Can I control these guys, by the way? My allies? No, cannot. I'm just going to keep our troops up here until these guys breach, and then I'll pull back a bit. I do wonder if I should have brought spearmen and melee weapons for this, because as soon as they breach, they are going to go ham on us. Although 29 mood on Squad Satora, Squad Septak still has 45. They are more beefy, I guess. We need to pull back, guys. Just sit in the back, and then let our ally take the punishment. Oh man, there's still 17 of them up. Yeah, I think we got to get in there and fight, maybe. Enemy commander has surrendered, though. Not sure which squad that is. 5 in this group, 4 in this group. Our ally has 10. I think we just get in there and fight, honestly. Just go in, dude. You guys gonna go in, or... There we go. I right-click the flag, and that doesn't do anything. We do have some people with spears, by the way. So we weren't completely useless here. Would be interesting to see a kill feed and see like who got the most kills, who did the most damage, so we can see more how effective the bows actually are. It's really hard to tell in a battle like this. How's our commander doing, by the way? Sir Delon Has 4 pains. He's bleeding a little bit, but nothing too bad. And alrighty, their squad has been completely crushed. Only 1 escaped. And we did help Setneb with the defense of his city, giving us a lot of relation with them. Most importantly though, Siva now has basically no army. We could actually just go attack them right now. Oh, they have towers. Kriege does not though. If we try to go attack Kriege, it's going to piss people off because we have good relation with him. But we can demand that he becomes neutral, and that is not going to actually piss anyone off really. So let's send out a messenger to do that. I was watching Yuna head to our trader today to do a transaction, and I noticed she was moving really slow, and that's because she's an elder. This is bad because she's our manager, and she's got to move a lot to manage all the buildings. Our economy is not doing great right now. You can see we ran out of cash. We'll sell them some moonshine, and then we have started producing flavorful ale using herbs that we've been buying from our trade route plus hops. That stuff is a big mood boost for people, but let's sell it for now to get some extra cash. And then we'll use some of that cash to hire some more loyalists to our army, which as you can see is getting quite big, but they are in need of training. While half our newbie army is training, we sent our stronger guys over to Kriege to enforce our demand of neutrality so that they will break off from Siva. It says we have a huge advantage here, but the enemy does have towers. So I guess that's what the icons showed on the map. If they have walls, we should probably get our dudes in here and start taking out the towers maybe, or focus these guys first, I guess. I'm never really sure what to do here. And yeah, we do have 2 crossbows now, which are being manned by our really good fighters. This guy, Rat Tipibnub, has 14 combat skill, I think. I think he's our best fighter so far. And yeah, I hope that we can just dispatch these guys quick. I am seeing 1 crossbowman in these towers, maybe 2, which is terrifying. The crossbowmen are just really scary. So far we've not lost anyone yet, which is good. Just fast forward this because I really have no idea what's going on, to be honest. There's no way I can really micro it. Let's get our dudes over here to oh man, Sir Delon lost his armor. If we lose Sir Delon here, that'd be tragic. That'd obviously be the worst. Because, yeah, he's only 42. And he is our commander guy. Oh, man, these towers are really imbalanced, dude. They were saying to nerf the towers by allowing you to shoot at people in the towers. But you're just less accurate, which makes complete sense. Like, even if you're only 10% accurate, being able to shoot at them with your bows that you brought to the fight makes way more sense than having to oh man, dude, I'm looking at Sir Delon. He's just gonna get pelted by a headshot or something, I bet. He's got 9 injuries. Yeah, it just makes sense that you shouldn't have to burn these towers down. Like, this process takes way too long. Did we lose anyone? 1 dude goes down, but I don't know if we've actually lost anyone. The main thing is Sir Delon's still up. Hopefully he doesn't get killed though. I can actually have him sit in the back. Him stay in the back. Okay. We won. Off of that battle, we did lose 2 people, and then now we cannot invite them to our alliance because we need relation with them. And then what's annoying is that if they don't like one of our allies, they might not join our alliance, which so far I'm seeing that they don't like Vasna, they don't like Ukrad, but it's only -7 for both, so we should be fine there. And on the way home, we can see that there is a bandit squad attacking Vasna, and they want us to help defend. Timing on that is very convenient because if we don't help them, they get really pissy. So yeah, we're going to send our squad over. We are much quicker than these bandits because we have that tech that doubles our movement speed, so we can make it there much quicker than the bandits. We could actually intercept them on the map, I think, too. But I don't want to fight these guys. We just fought a pretty bloody battle. So yeah, we'll fight this behind his walls. At the start of the battle, we do help out using our bowmen. But I don't even think we helped out that much because when we're firing over walls, we're really inaccurate. So our allied archers in these towers are doing most of the work. Once the enemy warriors do breach, I just pull back and our ally is able to solo this. He thinks we were a big help, and yeah, we get some more free relation with him. In the early hours of the next day, we're getting yet another one of these free slave deliveries. And again, they're attacking from the mountain. They are also attacking from the east again, which is why something's on fire right now. And okay, we're just gonna engage them, I guess. Right on top of our wall blueprints that I've been meaning to lay down, but we just have not gotten the wood for it. So yeah, this side is still unprotected. We have like 3 people that have infected wounds, and we don't have salves. is not good. We might end up losing a couple of our better warriors. It's weird because like we have the materials to make as many salves as we want, but it seems like you can only make a couple per day. Well, we didn't lose our gate this time, but we did lose our lumber mill yet again. We have to repair that for 20 precious wood, and then this one as well. I'm experimenting on if you can actually put these behind gates. I put 2 back here, which this one actually doesn't have a manager. My plan was I was going to build a gate out here. You can't build these diagonally, unfortunately. So I was going to put it like, I don't know, here, and then rearrange the walls a little bit. And the idea is these lumber mill workers may have to go a bit farther, but at least with these annoying events, we don't have to constantly repair the lumber mills because, yeah, we just finished repairing this one like yesterday, and now we're gonna have to repair it again. So it's just been offline. It's better to have a lumber mill that's a little bit further away from trees that is online than one that's perma offline, I think. And here's one of our warriors that has an infected wound. He does have 13 combat skill, but he's 44 years old, and he was a bandit, so he gets the negative moodlet. It's actually not the worst if this guy succumbs to his infected wound. We could get a trader today as well that could save us. A few hours after that event, we have another request for assistance from Ugrad. These nearby forest bandits are going to attack them. I feel like we're just getting bombarded with events right now. Maybe to fix this, we need to clear out the bandit camp. There is 650 gold in the camp, but there's also 26 bandits. They're pretty bad though for the most part, but 11 crossbowmen. Even if we had full armor sets, I don't even feel like we'd want to attack that. We could just send Sir Delon over by himself to actually help that out. He's pretty banged up though, is the only thing. Dude took a punishment in the last fight. We do send Sir Delon over. Plus I was going to send him 3 troops that had infected wounds that were bandits. Luckily for them, as we were about to leave, a trader shows up, which has 10 medical salves. So those bandits will live to fight another day. I spent time with the Maka leader and got up to just enough relation to ask him to join our alliance, and he accepts. So our border has now expanded. We next got to try to get Siva to join us, but they do have a pretty fat army. We cannot invite him because our strength is less than his. And though we do have more soldiers, we need to start making more armor and more crossbows and stuff. We find the book for heavy armor from the next trader, plus the book for shields. And come to find out, archers can actually use shields. So you really want to make a shield for everyone. We also bought hop field efficiency, so we can grow more hops to make more beer. And again, we're just going to sell a bunch of moonshine. And we're starting to get a lot of wood. We have like 6 or 7 lumber mills up and running, so we don't lose too much cash on this transaction. I think there's some bug going on right now with the poisoner trait, because Iskra read that book and she started to try to poison Yuna for seemingly no good reason. She has a positive opinion of her, and you would think she would only try to poison her absolute worst enemy. Come to find out, our heir Marimon also knows the poisoner trait, and they recently have been trying to poison people as well. They have 2 crimes for attempted poisoning in the last 2 days, and you can see Iskra also has a crime for attempted poisoning. The next day, Yuna gets poisoned again. According to this guy on Discord, they'll use it just as a normal interaction with other lords, as they would, you know, a casual conversation. It's kind of like a little game they play with each other, I guess, or something. I don't know. All I know is I don't want to deal with it. Thankfully, a couple days ago, they added the dev mode to the game, so we can actually remove the poisoner trait that Marimon learned from reading the book, and we'll do the same for Iskra. We're trying to expand our borders to the west, and the king of Gorno died from old age, I think. There's now a politician's uprising. Karis has 75% support of the warriors, so he should win for sure. We shouldn't even need to help. I will be sending the army in to help though, and if Karis does win, he will be indebted to us, and then Gorno should join us. And yes, it did work. No save scumming needed, and we can now invite him to our alliance, and he must accept. And already they did accept. We can now see a new base on the map. Sophia considers us their enemy because I seduced my wife Iskra. That's going to go away in 8 hours though, and then we shouldn't have bad relation with them, I don't think. We should try to get them to join us quick because they are independent for now. And then down here, we got a huge alliance on our borders. What the heck is going on down here? 4 factions are allied with each other. 3.5k value, 3.2, 7.5, 4.9, and 800. That's looking a little bit scary. Did I say 4 factions? I meant 5. Well, We gotta expand and get our armor online. I've been scared to clear out this nearby bandit camp because bandit camps are getting terrifying now, but our neighbors will get pissed off if we don't clear it out. So yeah, our hand was kind of forced here. This one actually wasn't that big. There was 13 units total if you count the 2 in the towers, and though some of them do have crossbows, their bow skill is not good enough to reliably land shots on us. We do absolutely slaughter them in melee, and we end up losing 1 unit, but we do capture 6. So overall, some pretty good profit there, and we're about to get even more free profit because we got the ragged ones back. And as you can see, there's no lumber mills on this side for them to burn, so they're just going to try to burn our walls. These guys seem like they're really far away, but I think our towers do have the range on them. And then meanwhile, to the west over here, you can see our walls are almost completed, not quite. And while these bandits are behind the walls, you can see we're pretty much unable to hit them. But as soon as they're not behind the walls anymore, we just absolutely light them up. We are technically firing through this prison ward, but I don't think the game counts that as an obstacle. It only counts the walls, I believe. And yeah, they have one more group coming in here, which is going to be making it to our warriors. They are not going to stand too much of a chance though. And I should have used maces for this. We have 15 maces now. We have that tech where it's 3 times more likely to knock them out. I'll use maces for the next Ragged One raid. Meanwhile, on the east side, they did manage to break down our wall, which is -7 wood. But we do have 623 wood now, and they are going to probably not make it to anything important. Yeah, down goes the last bandit. And this is crazy. We betrayed an ally because we did not help him against the forest bandits in time. And we get a -50 opinion of him, and all of our allies get a -10, despite the fact that there's 2 allies right now that are in need of assistance against the bandits. And now Ugrad is threatening to leave the alliance. Well, that's not going to happen because we're going to go over to Ugrad and smooth things over with them. First, a title slot is about to open up because we're about to lose Yuna. I'm not sure if the multiple poison attempts on her had something to do with this. I would imagine it could have. And once we lose her, we're going to lose one of our main managers and traders. On the bright side, we can give her title slot over to Polyuba, our kid who's been sleeping with the bishop. I haven't been able to control her for a while because we had no title slots for her, but now that will change. And because she has such good manners, I was thinking of having her be like our diplomat, but only I can actually spend time with other rulers to improve our relation, which is a little bit weird. Why can you not send diplomats over to buff your relation with other factions? What's also messed up is I actually can't even enter Ugrad because our relationship is so bad. The only way I think I can buff our relation is clear out this bandit camp, which is actually pretty weak now because they just sent their army to attack Ugrad and that failed massively. They shouldn't have even needed our help, but yeah, it's just one of many mechanics in this game. And our gold supply is getting a bit low. So one thing we could do is marry off Polyuba to this guy Bartram, and it's going to give us 1,000 gold. I wouldn't do this if there wasn't a title limit, but because there is, and we want room for other kids, we will send her off, but not with her armor. Because she was a free lord, I guess she lost the armor and weapon restrictions. So for a while, she was hogging our heavy armor and doing nothing with it. After losing Yuna, who had 13 trade skill, our next best trader is Iskra with 5, and trading just got a lot more painful. We also have to buy rutabagas because we ran out of food. I shouldn't have been selling them to traders earlier. I should have been stockpiling them. We have a lot of moonshine, but again, I probably shouldn't be selling that. Probably could sell some of this wood, but we're going to eventually need the wood to replenish our fields. And eventually, I think you can chop up all the wood on your map. So we'll just stockpile it for now. You definitely can mine up all the iron on your map. And once you do that, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. We're going to find out soon because, yeah, we're running out of it. We're using a lot of it for weapons. Because the bandit camp had towers, I wanted to send over only warriors that had armor because their arrows would just chew through unarmored targets. I should have probably sent more warriors over though because we barely win this. We ended up losing 4 warriors in this battle, which really sucks. Ugrad also was pretty ungrateful for us clearing out the bandit camp. We got -50 for betraying them and another -10 for betraying them on top of the already betrayal, I guess. For clearing out the bandit camp, I don't even think we got relation with them. I think over time they just kind of forget that we betrayed them. And thankfully we dropped down to -23, which was enough so I was able to go in there and have a conversation with their leader, and now we're back to good terms. So they're not going to leave our alliance. Gorno is also getting ambushed by 11 bandits, and we have the entire alliance here defending against 11 bandits. They really need to rework this system to where you don't have to help your allies against bandits because, yeah, this is a joke, right? We got 3 towers with 9 troops total manning them, Then our allies have 22 armored units against bandits that aren't even going to make it through the gate. Yeah, they didn't even burn down the gate. What a waste of time that would have been had I sent over anyone besides just Polyuba. She was the lord that I was going to marry off to Locrian, I think it was, but they no longer have the quest to marry someone off. So we missed out on 1,000 gold there. Do any of these guys have that quest? No, they don't. 4 days later, the king of Gorno wants a bride. He's going to pay us 1k. And the dude is 56. He's marrying our daughter, who's a 26-year-old. She's no stranger to getting with old men, though. The bishop who she was sleeping with and had a kid with is 59 years old. And that kid is Wastra. I'm not sure what's going to happen to her when she gets of age, because the bishop is obviously not from our faction. But if we can, we'll probably just marry her off. And there we go. The marriage was successful. We just get another 1k. And we're going to need all the money that we can get, because we have this nasty disease on our map where we're basically just chewing through medical salves. I had to buy a bunch from this trader yesterday. Even after buying all those medical salves from the trader, plus we've been cranking out salves of our own, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people afflicted with this disease. There's, I believe, a 50% chance that they get killed or not if we don't give them a salve. And I think we already lost like 12 peasants to this. We were at like 106 population and we're at 94 now. Thankfully, the next trader does have 9 more medical salves. We now have 14 because I guess we made 5 today. And then the next trader had a few. So I don't think we're going to lose any more people to this disease. A few days later, we get attacked by ragged ones yet again. And this time our army is not in base. So these guys are free to just rampage through our city. We do still have a reserve supply of like 13 archers manning towers. And that was actually enough to just completely demolish these ragged ones. A few of them try to kidnap some peasants, but stupidly, they're not trying to go out the way they came. I really don't know where they're going, but it wasn't a freedom. The reason why we were not at base is our ally is getting attacked by marauders. These guys are much more terrifying than your standard bandits, but they still only have a value of 6k, whereas our army combined has a value of 12k. So we should just demolish them. We've already taken out 1, and our squad does have 7 crossbowmen. We did have 8, I think. I'm not sure what happened to one of these guys, or maybe I'm tripping. I swear we had 8 at the start of the battle, but maybe one just decided he didn't want to take part. As soon as he saw the walls burning, he was like, nah, I'm good. Oh yeah, I'm seeing one guy running. What the heck? Uriel. It's just fleeing. And I don't know why. His mood's like actually decent too. I'm so confused. He has a crossbow and heavy armor. Why is he fleeing? What? I'm so confused. We're going to pull our units back a little bit. And this guy is sleeping from exhaustion. Nara. They passed out. Yeah, we've been here for a while, but like, why would they be exhausted? We've literally been just chilling here for about a day or two. We need to pull back a little bit more. We don't want to get caught in melee. Once you get engaged on in melee, then you're just pretty much stuck in melee. Yeah, that makes no sense that Nara would be tired here, because we've just been chilling in their town waiting for these guys for like 2 days. And we haven't been able to do anything with our army, by the way. It's been really annoying. But yeah, we don't care if they burn down the tower. It's like the most ideal thing. Just use the tower as a distraction. Nara is running into them. I don't know what the heck she's thinking with that. And then Uriel is running into them. Setnub is engaging, which is not ideal. We do not want Setnub to get killed. There's only 4 bandits left, though. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. I think we won. Immediately after doing that, we're going to have to help Gorno defend against bandits yet again. It doesn't really feel like we're able to do anything with our army until maybe we clear out these bandits. Although, wait, are the bandits actually going to get in there before we get to Gorno? It's going to take 3 hours, 45 minutes. Our army's going to be there in 3 hours, 58 minutes. Oh no. Maybe we can intercept the bandits before they get there, but I don't think so with this trajectory. Well, that sucks. Gorno's going to feel like we betrayed them, which is really stupid because they shouldn't really care too much about these bandits. They do have quite a few axes and shields, but they have like no combat skill. They should be able to handle that, no problem. We could just go in and take out these bandits in the camp, but they have 5 bowmen in a tower. Sounds kind of terrifying. We should have actually some time to get in here. Okay. We just lose 50 relation. Okay, whatever. I think we maybe just try to take out this bandit camp with our 13 troops because we have some strong troops here, but some of them aren't armored. We could lose them. I just don't want to do that. I think we'll send the army back home and we'll try to go on some massive campaign using all of our weapons and stuff. And that's not good. We have too many war supplies, so some of our stuff is going to deteriorate. Just another interesting mechanic. You can't actually say which stuff you want to deteriorate though. Like I don't want 49 daggers, but we can't sell them or something until a trader comes by. And I don't know when a trader is going to come by next. Hopefully they're just going to be smart and throw away the daggers first before they throw away like our swords and our armor. We have expanded our walls out a bit, so we can build a couple more warehouses, which is going to increase our storage capacity. Thankfully today another trader did show up, so we can dump as many daggers before the price goes down. We can dump one spear, a few maces. I still want to do the strat where we try to knock out the ragged ones, but we need our army back home to do that. And there we go. We're not going to lose any of our good weapons or armor to deterioration today. Our prisoners apparently are unhappy and they are revolting. They're grabbing our equipment right now, but hopefully we can get in there and take them out before they're able to really do anything too bad. It kind of sucks because we just bought some prisoners from a trader. Okay, these guys are surrendering. I don't think we killed any of these guys. Apparently there's some prisoners over here revolting. We're shooting at them from our towers though. We got some guards over here. Those are not our guards. Those are, okay, the prisoners jacked our heavy armor. Okay, dude. Like, as if this game was not brutal enough. I know I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, but dude, we literally just cannot do anything. Like, I don't know really what I'm supposed to do here. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to break the armor. Which is crazy because we had 10 heavy armors. But then, like, the game is like, hey, you got 10 heavy armors. Well, I'm going to do a prisoner revolt and you're going to break half of them. Because I don't want you to get anything done at all. That's what I feel like is going on right now. We did kill the prisoner. His heavy armor is probably going to just deteriorate. This one as well, I think is going to go bye-bye. And then we did capture this guy. But yeah, our culture hates prisoners, by the way. Like, we do not like managing prisoners, but we, for some reason, are not increasing our population. Well, we did just lose a bunch of people due to a disease. But like, dude, okay, they're trying to set fire to our tower. I mean, yeah, just let them do that. Well, it's too late. We're already engaging them. I do have maces on a bunch of people. Then some people have swords. And then I'm actually in here fighting as well with my fists. Which I'm not too happy about that. I just grabbed everyone because it was just a sudden thing that happened. We suppressed the prisoner rebellion. Question is, how much armor did we lose off of that? I think we can all agree that we should get the armor back and the weapons back from the prisoners that we killed. Like, this stuff should not be going in the garbage, right? But alas, I'm pretty sure we're going to burn the body and then we're going to burn the armor and the weapon as well, which is tragic. Oh, maybe. It says we're getting the armor and weapons back. Okay. So that's actually not that bad. We did lose a few prisoners, but overall, I thought that was going to be way worse than it actually was. I'm pleasantly surprised with how the game handled that event. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure on the battlefield, when you kill enemies, you don't get to steal their equipment and bring it back home. So I was just assuming it was going to be the same situation there. One thing that's also annoying about prisoners is, for some reason, we're not able to treat the rutabaga typhus on them, despite the fact that we have 24 medical salves. This guy is going to die to gangrene from an infection, as is this guy Eonin. And then Darilla also has an infected wound. And I don't know how to cure these guys using our medical salves. So yeah, I just think that you have to either free them or they just die to infections. I guess the play is just to recruit the ones that have infected wounds to your army and the ones that have the disease, like this guy. Most of our army right now is on the world map doing a campaign, but you may notice we have a bunch of extra bandits that we hired from a bandit camp, and these guys still do have the indicator that they're bandits, despite the fact that we read the bandit book, which should have gotten rid of that. Normally with the bandit book now, if we recruit these guys that have the little bandit indicator, it will go away, which is good because if they have that bandit icon, they're more likely to flee in battle. And we saw earlier, we do not want to deal with fleeing warriors. And those guys weren't even bandits, by the way. I still don't know what the heck that was all about. Later that day, we got a random message that the unholy horde has left the land of Norland. We've been randomly getting messages that towns have been getting ransacked, but we've never seen it. And I guess we never will. As you know, we can't see past our borders and we can't interact with towns that are far away from us on the world map. This town up here does look like it's burning though. there's probably other ones on the map that also look like they're burning. Although, I don't know. I don't see them. I still do see these marauders on the map, so I'm guessing they're not affiliated with the Unholy Horde. They're like a separate thing. And to the east over here, I'm sending over a messenger to demand tribute from Siva because their army is really weak. They're going to now either give us 500 gold tribute or they're going to tell us to F off. And if they do, then we're going to become enemies and we can invade them and loot their whole town. Something to look forward to. To the northeast up here, I'm also sending the army over to take on a village. When the tribute was successful, we got 500 gold, very nice. And yeah, we have 24 troops because an ally is actually coming over with us to help out. Setneb is helping, and he's bringing himself, which is good. He's kind of a beast. And then some axemen and a crossbowman. I do got to try to make sure that he survives the battle, although his troops are moving really slow because he is 53 years old and he is not the most limber of commanders. I'm just going to charge in to take out their bandits first because we have swords and maces. This should go really fast because not only do we have swords and maces, but we have heavy armor and we have better combat skill, I believe. We've not lost a single troop yet, which is amazing. And yeah, most of our troops are heavily armored. I think we have 11 heavy armor. What are you guys doing? You're cheering, but you're not... Like, I'm right-clicking on this tower, but they're just not moving towards it. Okay, you guys go to the tower, or you guys go to this one down here. I'm so confused right now. You guys go over here, then click the tower. Okay, that was so weird. If they're over here and I click the tower, it doesn't work. But if I move them close to the tower, then click the tower, it works. I don't know. It's a Norlandism. Let's take those guys out, and then it's gonna be pretty much it for them. We did lose no one, but we did probably take a lot of injuries. Capturing 7 people, though, is pretty good. Then we got some loot and some weapons and stuff. As we were heading back home, another bandit camp spawned to the north, but there's only 6 bandits there, and there's no towers, and they're just crappy bandits. So we should be able to take them out pretty easily. We could also buy their 7 prisoners for 84 gold. I actually kind of like that idea. Let's do that. Or we can't do it with our army for some reason. We have to send out a messenger, which is kind of lame. And we also can't have our army just chill and not move on the map. They have to be doing some order at all times. And I can't send them back to the camp of forest bandits because there's already an order at the forest bandit camp. They need to just allow you to just have your army chill. Like, why can't I not just let them not move? That's fine. They can come back home and sleep and eat and stuff and then head back to the camp after we buy the slaves. I'm noticing our war supplies are doing this little funky thing where they're going up and down. And I think we got a bug where our army is coming in from the north, but there's no way for them to go because we've walled this side off. And there's no other path into the base, I guess. So we're gonna have to break down one of these walls. And I'm not even sure which one is gonna allow them to get back in the base. We are completely out of wood because I turned off all of our lumber camps. And you can see it did not take long to go through 600 wood. That's actually crazy. Is that the wall that we need to demolish? No, I think they're still stuck. And I don't even know where they are. I just don't know why they added this thing where they can come in from the north. It just adds so many issues to the game that it's already got 1 million issues. It's just like, dude, just chill out with the new mechanics. Like, older versions of this game did not allow people to come in from this side. It's like they added it in an update. They were like, yeah, it'd be really cool if, you know, visitors could come in from the mountains and ragged ones could come in from the mountains, you know, but it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe just don't wall off the mountains, I guess. Like, put a gate here normally. But like, instead of adding that feature, how about you test what happens if you wall it off and then figure out, you know, if you do wall it off, then it starts to cause issues. And I think demolishing those walls did actually fix it. Our army is coming back in. Okay, we're going to have to demolish this rye field now, which does kind of suck. And then we're going to try to build a gate over here, which is going to take probably a week because our wood supply, like I said, is just terrible right now. And is that gate even going to work, by the way? It seems like it's kind of blocking itself. I'll probably have to move these walls back a little bit. Let's just lower the chance that we bug things out, even if that does mean we have to use more of our precious wood supply. I did turn back on a bunch of our lumber mills. We had like 5 that are just kind of ready to go. We are down quite a few workers though, indicated by this -16 number, meaning we have 16 jobs not being filled by peasants right now. I did free up 2 workers in this mine that were doing absolutely nothing because we need to upgrade it in order to mine out 100 more iron. And then our other mine is completely mined out, and there was 3 workers in there doing absolutely nothing. I'm not sure why the game allows workers to go in a mine that's completely mined out, but yeah, you got to keep a close eye on it sometimes. It's been a long time since I've seen a new book from traders, but we found this one lowers the chance of weapons breaking by 2 times. That's amazing. And then we probably should buy this armory book, which protects our weapons from intruders. We saw earlier that would be really nice to have. 300 gold is quite a bit, but we'll take it. We bought the slaves from the bandits, and we're now going to send our army back out to take them on. This time, we are all using maces, though, so we should be able to knock out a lot of these guys. The only person that does not have a mace is Serdilon, who I told to sit in the back. Serdilon is an elder, by the way. He's like 54. For some reason, when I click on him, I can't actually see him. I can click on these third guys, but because he's the squad leader, I guess it lets me see his squad only if I click on him. But yeah, it looks like we're knocking some of these guys out. We did kill this dude. This guy's knocked out, though. This guy's knocked out. Killed this dude. And we killed this dude as well. It looks like there is only a chance to knock the enemy out. We did capture half the bandits, though, which is pretty good. It's 4 more prisoners that we'll add to our industry. And wow, we have a couple prisoners that have really high combat skill. This guy has 11, and you'll see as soon as we hire him, this thing should go away. Or wait, it didn't. Oh, when I close the menu and open it again, that little thing does go away. You can see it with this guy. He's got the little thing. We close the menu, open it up, and it's gone. We should do that with a lot of these bandit prisoners that have like 5 and 4 combat skill, because it's too hard to manage all these slaves anyways right now, until we have more warriors that can guard them. We're sending the army all the way down to Locria because the bishop has a desire for us to loot one of their villages. I don't really want to do this because Locria abandoned their alliance, and we could invite them to our alliance. Not anymore, probably. This is going to piss them off. If we don't do it, though, the bishop might do some kind of religious uprising, it said, because his demand is a political one. So we just kind of have to do this. It also is really out of our way. Although because we have double map movement, it did take like 11 hours for us to get down here, which wasn't too bad. These villagers are not going to put up much of a fight. And every single one of these 19 soldiers has heavy armor. I think like half of them have swords as well. And the other half has maces and spears. And for looting that village, we got 38 hops. Plus, we did capture 1 guy. So that was pretty good. Locria does absolutely hate us, though. Negative 49 is almost mortal enemy, which happens at negative 50. The negative moodlet for looting his village will go away after, I want to say like a week maybe. Could be more, could be less. I'm not sure. So eventually we might be able to repair relations with them. And then meanwhile over here, we're going to now attack Siva because we told them that we were going to loot their town for 900 gold. And oh, they just lost 300 gold. So we can only loot it for 600. It's almost not even worth it because they do have quite a big army here actually. Well, it's not that big, but they have crossbowmen in their towers and that could shred our armor. It's going to be kind of annoying, I think. It's going to be really annoying actually. Because, yeah, I foresee we're going to lose some armors here. And we're only going to get, yeah, we already lost 1 armor. We're only going to get 600 gold. We lost 2 armors already. Okay, I might just save scum this, honestly. Like, I might even have to save scum and go back to before I even said I was going to pillage this guy. And we just lost the dude. Or he's knocked out. Man, his army was like half this size too. But over just a couple days, he got way more army size. And he lost a bunch of his gold. Like, I don't know, dude. I might just have to not do this attack because this is gonna just suck. We have to burn this down and then we have to burn down 3. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. No. Instead of losing like the majority of our army to a couple of crossbowmen, we're instead gonna attack this camp of forest bandits, which is currently sending out an army to attack Gorno. We could engage these guys on the map. I would actually like to do that. It's gonna take us 1 hour and 53 to get there. Can we engage them with our squad? Will it be possible? It's going to take us 2 hours, 15 minutes. No, I don't think it's going to be possible, right? Well, we can try. If we could get there before they get to Gorno, that'd be ideal. We do have a lord just chilling in Gorno to defend them because, you know, we're there for moral support and they're going to love that. Okay, we're not going to make it. Let's just go to this camp, which had 13 bandits, but now only has 5. What does suck about our commander being an elder now is that we move so slow, so towers get way more time to pick us off, which is obviously not ideal. At least these guys have no crossbowmen though, so this is not going to hurt too bad. That last battle was crazy, dude. We lost like 3 people before we even got the gates down. Jeez, man. And our army is way fatter than theirs. It's like there needs to be a counter to towers and walls and stuff besides just having 3 times their size of army or something. And there's also this army that we could engage on the world map with some really good soldiers potentially. They do have axes though that could shred our armor. And because their combat skill is so good, they might just melt us. Although what if they don't and we can take their armor and stuff and then we can capture them and we can add them to our army? It might be worth it. Let's do a test. We'll do a little limit test here and see the power of axes versus the power of swords. We do have some maces too, and there's a pretty good chance that we can knock people out with maces. And yeah, I'm just going to fast forward this. I don't really know what's going on. The enemy squad commander got knocked out, maybe due to a mace. We've only lost 1 troop. That's pretty good. And we're just crushing them. Okay, that was free. We captured 6 of them. Okay, that was so worth. We didn't lose a single troop, actually. Only one of ours got knocked out. Okay, that's amazing. On that run, we did also fulfill the bishop's desire, which not only improved his mood, he did this speech in front of quite a few people that boosted our work productivity by 70%. So overall, that was a pretty good trade-off for having to raid a village. Hours after fulfilling the bishop's political demand, he now has another one to make peace with a faction. And I was wondering, which faction could he possibly mean? Sophia is our enemy, and then Siva is also our enemy. But it's neither of those. It's Alakria, the town we just raided a village of because of the bishop. I think the game is just trying to mess with me at this point because, yeah, it's only been, 4 hours? Our army hasn't even made it back home yet from raiding that village. And now the bishop wants me to make peace with them. What is wrong with you? Our army makes it back with 5 really good prisoners. We will definitely add all of them to our army. And we're now up to 46 warriors. On 47, actually. I think this 15 combat skill girl was knocked out earlier, so we couldn't see her. We also got this random event where an incognito entered our map, and we don't know anything about their stats, except for the fact that they do have a passion for intelligence, which we have plenty of people good in intelligence. We don't know why they're here, so part of me is thinking we should just kick them out, although they could have some knowledge maybe that could help us out. So maybe we should wait to see what they're all about here. Because we failed to attack Siva, we now get -29 failed to show up for a duel. For not just them, it's all of our nearby allies, which it's fine for Vasna and Gorno. We're still positive with them, but we're now very negative with Ugrad. We're almost mortal enemies with Amror, which really sucks. He hates the fact that we have prisoners, but even with our 22 prisoners, we still have 17 job slots not filled. So it's not like we can just not have slave prisoners. We're just not getting enough migrants, or our people just aren't producing, which, by the way, is the game trying to make a political statement by only allowing you to get new population through migration. We can try to give them an offering of 10 flavorful ale, and we have 40. I was going to sell it to them for 24 a pop, so that would have been 240 gold just for that 10, but we need the relation with them right now, so we're going to do an offering. To improve relations more with them, we're sending out our army to clear out a bandit camp. We'll take out this flesh wolf too before we head out. Because our commander's an elder, our army takes forever to move off our map. Our kid Magnus is now 18 years old though, and he is good at combat and command because we've been teaching him. And I'm thinking let's turn him into a knight. He does have really high persuasion and manners, so it's kind of a waste. And I'm looking through our other people. No one even has close to 14 persuasion. The next closest is Merimon with 11. But again, we don't have a title slot for him. And managing knights, I think, is easier than managing normal lords. So yeah, let's just turn him into a knight, I think. Meanwhile, on the world map, Amror accepted our offering for 10 flavorful ale. And we got 38 relation with him. So he's no longer pissed off. We will still clear out this bandit camp for him. And we already lost an armor. That kind of sucks. Although once we get in here and they stop shooting at us with crossbows, I think we'll be fine. They only have like 3 to 5 combat skill on each bandit. And as you saw, our dudes have really high combat skill now. We haven't been training them up that good because Hayward, who was training the warriors, is now really old and he forgot how to do combat pretty much completely. He has like 1 combat skill now, which is crazy. I think before he had like 13 combat and I wasn't paying attention and did not see if we lost anyone there. We did manage to capture 10 bandits though, on top of the gold and the weapons we got. They're crap weapons. For some reason, you never get the good axes or swords, but whatever, we'll take it. The next merchant shows up and the price for salves is double today. I'm actually tempted to sell a few, but I know better in case we get another disease or something. I was looking at the prices and I think in a recent update, they just made them so ridiculous. Like they're selling paper for 4 times more than they'll buy it. And then the price of nectar is also just insane. They'll buy it for 3 gold, but they'll sell it for 50. I swear the price of things didn't used to be this ridiculous, but now it seems like you can't really do any trading unless you're just super desperate, I guess. You can sell some bows though. I don't know why the price of bows is so good. We're about to get 4 more. Although we kind of need the bows in case we get some kind of invasion. I don't know. We don't even want to really sell them. We'll sell like 3. 24 bows may seem like a lot, but we have 2 big towers down here that have room for 5 archers each. And you can't see the range on them, but I do assure you they have range to hit whatever's down here. And then they have range to hit pretty much anything that's up to this gate, I think. We can actually check the range. So if we put a tower there, the tower range goes to about here. And yeah, you can see if I move the tower down here, this is the range that they have. That's 10 archers. And then we have another big tower over here with space for 5 more. So that's 15. And then I moved a small tower up here. So that's 18 archers. And then to the right over here, we got another big tower with 5 more, so that's 23, and then 3 more in this tower, bringing us up to 26. They can use crossbows as well, so we don't quite need 26 regular bows. And then we do have a tower in the middle here, which I probably should move. This thing is not really able to shoot. Just not sure if I want to move it to the west or the east. Probably the east. And I'll just put it on the outer gate. And same with this big tower actually as well. It doesn't need to be on the inner gate. It can move to the outer one. Although the big tower is actually protecting up here as well if this gets breached. So maybe we'll just leave it where it is. You can't move towers while you have an invasion as well. So you just got to kind of plan for it. So apparently the incognito's job was to set fire to our buildings, which normally I'd be fine with. You know, I just deal with the event and move on. But we end up losing, I think, 6 peasants from this. They get burned alive. And we just don't really have extra peasants to spare because the game is just not allowing our people to reproduce. So yeah, I'm going to reload to before the incognito set fire to our buildings. I could expel them or I could capture them while they're sleeping. Apparently only I can do it, which is a little bit silly. I don't know why Merimon can't do it. He's got 7 combat skill, although I have 7 combat skill as well. What I should do before trying to do this actually is put armor on, but I don't know, dude. I'm just going to save scum if this doesn't work. And we did capture them. We can see their stats now. 10 combat, 11 command. Interesting. At this point, dude, the game is just starting to piss me off way more than I'm enjoying it. So I will be save scumming events like this when, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to try to figure out, you know, what happens with the events. I don't normally play like this, but yeah, I don't know, dude. This game is just really making me mad. Oh, and that's just what we needed. Capturing that person counted as a dark deed sin, which apparently is a really bad one because Iskra now hates us. There's not really much we can do here besides release her to her king Amror. Oh, Amror sent her over here, and us capturing her really pissed him off as well. We get -10 for holding a hostage and -49 for that sin. Okay, well, we just can't capture them, I guess. Well, instead we will expel the incognito and they will leave without doing any harm. We get a message from a nearby king referring to the incognito that we expelled. I'm guessing if we captured him, then this king would have been really happy. And that would have been the king of Siva. He would have been really happy. But everyone else would have been really upset at us because capturing them was a crime. Maybe if they did their crime first, then we captured them, then it would not have been a crime. And maybe it wouldn't have pissed off Amror if we captured them after they did the crime. Iskra, my wife, has a desire for us to raid a village of Sophia, and we're -82 with them anyways, so I don't really mind doing this. We did bring quite a few maces and managed to knock out 3 of them. Plus we got 14 iron from raiding the village, and we did manage to piss off their king quite a bit. I want to keep our army on the world map because Gorno is supposed to be getting attacked by marauders, and I want to encounter the marauders before they get there. Oh, and here they come actually. There's 20 of them, and they have 5.8k equipment value, which is pretty close to ours, and they do have a lot of strong dudes. They don't have a good commander though, I don't think. Well, okay, he's actually better than our commander, and their weapons seem to be better than ours, and their combat skill, but for some reason, I feel like we can win this. Because, okay, they do have 5 bowmen, whereas we have no bowmen. We're just going to do a limit test here and see if we can somehow overwhelm them. Because at this point, I'm just trying to find a way to end the game, you guys. This video, I think, is going on for 3 hours now, which is crazy. And yeah, if we can capture a bunch of these guys, that will give us a huge boost. And we'll maybe be able to attack the nearby faction that has the towers and stuff. I'm seeing we've knocked out a few. And yeah, we do have swords that are not as good as axes though. And they all have axes, so we shouldn't be able to win this, I don't think. But maybe with mace stun, we can knock them out and capture them all before they get back up. Yeah, we'll just 3-speed this. Whatever happens, happens. It's a really bloody battle, so we probably don't want to do this. And okay, it looks like we lose. We're instead going to raid another one of Sophia's villages for 74 rye. Just be quite a bit of food. Plus, we also managed to capture 4 more prisoners. We'll now beeline back to Gorno, and we will make it much quicker than the Marauders because we had double map movement speed. It's going to take them 14 hours, whereas it's only going to take us 13 hours, it says, but you can see we're moving way quicker. I don't think it's going to take us even that long. And yeah, we can see we're going to get there in like only, I don't know, not that long. Or wait, we're returning home. And wait, we betrayed an ally because we didn't get there in time, but the Marauders aren't even there yet. There's no Marauders there, right? And wait, are these Marauders even attacking Gorno? Yeah, they're supposed to be, but then their line says they're going somewhere else. Or does it? Yeah, their line says it's going through Gorno, then it's going all the way down here to this girl. It's where the line goes, if I'm not mistaken, right? If I zoom out too far, you can't see the line, but yeah, okay, moral of the story is save often. If we don't raid that village, I wonder if we can make it back to Gorno in time. Fast forward a few hours, and we do make it in time, so we gain relation with Karis. And yeah, this is a perfect example of why I just want this playthrough to be over as quick as possible, because the Marauder army was not even at Gorno yet, but we still lose relation with Gorno for not being there in time. I feel like the game is way too quick to punish the player when it has so many janky mechanics that just don't work properly. I think when the game is dumb and it punishes you for something that you didn't even do, by the way. For example, we apparently forsaked Gorno, even though the Marauders weren't even there. That feels really bad, and like you have to reload and save scum. And then you start to feel like, okay, I'm not even doing anything wrong, but I'm getting punished for it. Just a really bad feeling. And yeah, speaking of the game being really dumb, I feel like we are not going to lose anyone here. Let's just pull back and we'll let the ally deal with this. And already we bravely defended Gorno, got a bunch of relation with him. On the way home, we could intercept Squad Asgar, which again is very weak compared to the other bandits that we just fought. We could intercept them with the help of Gorno, actually. Nah, I think because we're right next to them, we're just going to attack them alone. We should be able to have our army just help us, right? Like, if you look at this situation, our whole alliance is here with all of their armies. Why can we not just have them all attack this bandit? Whatever, we will engage them. And a prisoner revolt has begun, bro. We're first going to do this battle on the field, and time does stop while we're doing this battle. So that is actually a good thing that we don't have to worry about the prisoner revolt. Sir Magnus does get his armor destroyed, and we're going to have him stay in the back if he can. I do not want him getting killed, because that'd be very bad. For some reason, he doesn't have a shield, which, oh, we lost a warrior. That sucks. I kind of wish he could, like, still fight. Like, I kind of wish I could actually micro him and kind of weave him around the battlefield. That'd be cool. 17-9. It's not looking good here. We're actually losing a lot of people. I'll fast forward a little bit, and it's looking a lot better. All in all, we did lose 3 warriors, but we did capture 8. Although we did not capture any of their armor or weapons, which again, like, what are we doing here, game? Anyways, now for the prisoner revolt. There's 16 prisoners over here that are just getting picked apart by our archers. And in fact, I'm just going to do a 3-speed here. I'm pretty sure that we can just let the archers pick them apart. Because, yeah. Oh, they do actually have good weapons and armor, though. You know, I started building the armories. Actually, I've got 3 down here under construction, and our armor and weapons would be going into that, so they couldn't break in. But yeah, some of them do have good weapons and armor. Morin, yeah, run, dude. Yeah, I don't know what these guys are doing. Like, they're just LARPing, like they have some kind of idea what they're doing, but in reality, looks like they're going nowhere. Oh, they're going to burn down a tower. Yeah, that's real smart. We don't have any crossbows in these towers, though, so can we actually break the armor? I don't want to break the armor. It's our armor. That's another reason why we need more armor and weapons from winning field battles. I do feel like the game is actually in the worst place it's ever been right now, with how impossible it is to do anything. Off of those battles, we lost like 8 of our heavy armors, plus a few swords and axes, which does obviously really suck, but we did manage to capture quite a few really decent warriors. We'll hire all those guys to the army. The warriors made it home and dropped off the prisoners, who are now going to be our slaves, plus some extra bows we picked up from the bandits. And we'll sell 10 to this trader. It may look like we have a lot of cash right now, but I did just open up 3 trade routes, which are going to be expensive. We have been buying iron from Kriege for a while, but that trade agreement did expire, and I just reopened it. And then Setnub is selling us herbs, as is Amror. We're going to use those herbs to mass produce medical salves. We can sell them back to him for 31 gold a pop, which is way better than the trader. Even though the price today is doubled, the trader just screws you left, right, and center. Because yeah, we can sell flavorful ale to Amror as well for way better price once we start mass producing that as well from the herbs. And then Gorno will also buy flavorful ale for the same price. So we might be able to get rich off of trading. We do have a few things going on the world map. Gorno is about to get attacked from Siva, which is really good because that means their army is going to weaken. So we should be able to invite them to the alliance afterwards. Ugrad also has a politician's uprising, and it's Greeland who's too old, so I'm not going to help him. He wants to overthrow Amror. I will help Amror in this, and that will boost our relation with him quite a bit. We got another one of these prisoner deliveries, and this time we do have 6 maces actually in our main squad. I thought we were completely out of them, but our guards have maces that are patrolling around the gates. I have these little flag posts set up for every gate pretty much, and it's just preventing people from escaping, mainly our slaves. I don't know what these guys are doing down here. I right click, but right click does nothing. Okay, there you go. Sometimes you just got to assist the game a little bit extra. The game is a little bit special sometimes. Meanwhile, to the north up here, they are setting fire to our gates. That is going to cost 20 wood, I think, to repair. And then our mine is fine because the mine's fully mined out, so we don't care about that. We would like to get our squad over here to maybe knock some of these guys out. When the tower actually goes down, that's not ideal. This guy, for some reason, has heavy armor in the tower. I don't know why that is allowed. There should be no armor allowed in the tower. He's taking away armor that we could be using for our main soldiers. And yeah, this is kind of annoying, but overall, 3 structures burning is not that big of a deal because we should capture some of these dudes. And our paper workshop got partially burned as well. That's fine though. It's just going to cost us 20 wood to repair that. 20 wood to repair the tower. And then what was the last building that we needed to repair? That was the gate over here. 20 wood to repair the gate as well. Our squad made it to the world map, and they're going to make it to Gorno in 6 hours, 30 minutes, which is almost perfect time. Squad Chudnista is going to make it there in 7 hours, 51 minutes. Before we all make it there, though, there is a Marauder army heading to Gorno, and we have no quest to help them out against this, so they would just have to deal with this on their own. Thankfully, we do have an ally there, Setneb. He's just there to help with the invasion from the nearby army. He's not even there to help against this, but he should hopefully be able to help with that as well. The Marauder army gets crushed. Then Setneb's going to leave, and Gorno's army is absolutely crushed as well, though. They have nothing in their garrison. Oh no. Wow. Why is Setneb leaving? We have conflict with an ally? Why? Emror's an enemy because we betrayed him? Because I guess we didn't help in time with the uprising. Oh, I'm going to have to go back like a day or so to help out with this. After save scumming, I was able to send out the warriors a bit earlier on in the day, and they do make it to Ugrad in time to protect them against the rebellion. The rebellion happens, and it's actually a fight now that you can observe. Well, kinda. It just auto-resolves itself and you can't actually fight it for some reason. But it does now seem like if you have an advantage, you will win this event. Whereas before, it just kind of rolled a dice and it was like, okay, we have 60 warriors, they have 10, but there's still a 50-50 chance of us winning. Now it doesn't seem like that's the case. I want to now have our warriors head over to Gorno, and already it is battle time. Where are our towers or walls though? What is going on here? We do have a lot of crossbows, but yeah, we might actually lose this. Yikes. We'll just keep our crossbows firing for as long as we can. And then, okay, we have good combat skill, and then we do have a lot of swords as well. We have like 5 or 6 swords and some axes. Okay, we just lose this, I guess. Holy crap, dude. I hate this game. Just get me out, you guys. Just get me out. We're going to try one more thing to save Gorno, and that's we met up with Ugrad's army, and they're going to help us fight the army that just destroyed us, Squad Chudnista, and we're going to engage them on the world map. We can't bring Ugrad's army into Gorno to help them for whatever reason. The game just has many limitations, as you know. And yeah, so we're going to have to just fight them on the world map. But this time we will have Amror's troops helping us as well. And these guys are not charging us immediately. I'm not sure why this army, okay, they're finally charging, but it took them a while. By the time they get in here, we might take out more than we did last time. And we will have Amror's 3 crossbowmen, 1 spearman, and Amror who's not that great at combat. If we lose him, then that would be tragic. And these guys all have swords, by the way, which we only have like 2 swordsmen or 1, and then we have like 3 axemen, or 2 axemen rather. I think everyone should just probably get in here and fight.
Or I don't know. The crossbowmen might be good where they are, actually. And we actually win. Okay, well, and wow, we managed to capture 6 of them. Only lost 1, and one of us escaped, I guess. But I think they escaped back into our army, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, it looks like Amor is able to take half the prisoners, which, okay, dude. Amor only brought 5 troops in. Just give me all the prisoners, game. You're not smart enough to divvy up the prisoners. Just give them all to the player, please. And then give us some of the armor and weapons that we just rightfully earned from that battle. We took out 20 warriors, and you're telling me we didn't recover a single gear set? And it looks like the city of Siva was abandoned. We can settle there with one of our lords. We could do it with like Hayward, who's getting really old. And yeah, Hayward, old pal, you're 64 years old. You served your time well, and we are going to reward you with your own settlement. How does that sound? In reality, he's going to have to go down there and, build up a settlement, which is going to probably take more years off his life from just all the work that's going to be from that battle earlier. We should have picked up 6 prisoners, but our ally got 3 of them. Unfortunately, we will add them to the army. And then not long after making it home, Ugrad has yet another politicians uprising event. These politicians really hate what Amor's got going on, but we will still support him in this. Meanwhile, back at home, Iskra is approaching her final days, and I would say this is sad, but she has been quite a pain, and she's gonna be a pain in her final days. She does know quite a bit of our knowledge, but most of this stuff is known by other lords, or we still have the books for it, except for bowstring mastery. So we're gonna lose our double skill in bows, but I don't think it affects crossbows, so that's not that big of a deal because we're not really using bows anymore. Before going out, Iskra's not going to go out quietly. She buys daggers for her followers, and she commands her puppet Moirin to do an uprising. So I'm actually trying to slap him in the back, and the peasant is tanking for me. What the heck? Oh, thankfully we do knock him out though. I don't even know how we managed that. And then meanwhile, it said Iskra was in combat, but she's still in bed. I think we just had our own rebel politician event. Oh, and yeah, it says because we're the enemy of Moirin's idol, who is Iskra. He hates us. I'm trying to mend relations with Moirin, but it says he's involved in a conspiracy and he does not respond to our orders. This is another reason why you need more lord slots, because one of our 5 lords now is doing a conspiracy. If we had more lord slots, this would not be that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't know, like, do we just lose him now or what? Hopefully we'll lose Iskra soon and then we won't have to deal with any of this anymore. It looks like I spoke too soon. I'm about to engage Moirin yet again, and it's really not looking good for me. I got my fists out and he has his sword out. If I go to Dynasty, I can restrict Moirin from using armor or weapons, and I can allow myself to use armor and weapons. And then I'm going to pull up my dagger that I guess I just had before this whole thing, and Moirin's going to not use his sword. He's going to obey those Dynasty commands, which is another Norlandism. I shouldn't be able to control Moirin right now because he's doing a conspiracy, but I can tell him what to do with his armor and weapons. And actually, he's going to go deposit them right now, I believe, because it says he's going to go get equipment. And yeah, he deposited everything except for his dagger. It looks like it's not just Iskra that's going to give us trouble on their way out. We're about to lose our bishop to old age, which is fine. I have bad relations with him anyways. And just before he goes, he starts some riots because I failed that stupid political demand where we had to make peace with that faction after raiding one of their villages. For the next day, his followers are going to revolt, but they don't really do too much damage. Like after a few hits, they'll go down. So no real harm done there. And throughout the chaos, someone killed Tutsifra, or he died of old age. I'm not sure. I didn't even notice because we have a new bishop now. He got replaced pretty much immediately. We're now about to throw him in the fire. And I wonder if we get his armor and weapons. It appears we do. We just got +1 in our war supplies for each thing he was using. So yeah, shout out to the bishop. The next day, we're finally going to lose my horrible wife, Iskra. I can't say I'm sad about it. She tried to do a conspiracy. It failed. And she tried to turn our son, Moirin, against me. And she failed at that as well. He now does not have any negative opinions towards me because I'm no longer an enemy of his idol, who was Iskra. Later that night, we're visited by yet another scriptonic, and they have this book for longevity, which slows down the aging process. I don't know if that's going to affect me because I'm already an elder, but it should affect Merrimon, who is going to be our main leader, and I want him to live for a long time because he knows tons of knowledge, and he's going to be a really good leader after I go.
We're also going to buy the Kaiden language directory, which we had previously, but I think someone stole it or something. Meanwhile, on the world map, our army is heading to a nearby bandit camp, and our new bishop armed his followers for self-defense, it says. Okay, I'm not sure if that means he's going to rebel soon or what. Hopefully not. And yeah, our army is almost at the bandit camp. This camp did want to sell 5 prisoners for 60 gold, but that would give -7 relations to all of our nearby allies. We do kind of need the labor though, because we still have 16 jobs that are not being worked, and already it's time to fight. Pretty much all of our warriors have shields and maces. Only 1 or 2 of them have swords, I believe. And one of our heavy armors does get shattered. I think one of our warriors did go down, but for the most part, I think we're okay. Not time to celebrate yet, guys. We need to take out the tower. The problem with this is we knocked out a bunch of these guys, but they're going to get back up. Well, okay. Looks like they don't want to run or anything from doing that raid. We did manage to knock out 5 bandits. And then to the south of that bandit camp is another one that, again, doesn't have a very good garrison. Like, it's only 2 bowmen in towers. And then the rest of their guys just aren't that strong. Although on second thought, 3 of our maces did get destroyed. And then our sword guy lost his shield. And then 2 macemen lost their shields. Is it worth fighting this? Yeah, I would say so. We need the labor right now. I wonder if the play here is actually just to go burn down the tower first and not engage these guys. They are peppering us with their crossbows, but if we take out the archers first, then, well, we have been getting shot with the crossbows the whole time. So I don't know. That might have been a mistake. We haven't lost anyone yet, though. Can you guys charge the crossbowmen, please? Dude, what are you guys doing? They're focused on, like, trying to capture these guys, or I don't know. Okay, I might play that over again because yeah, that was just really messy. Yeah, we ended up losing 1 dude off of that, which isn't that bad, but I think maybe charging their crossbow line was a better play because yeah, like you see, once we get in here, their crossbows stop firing and they have to use their daggers to fight us. The archers in the towers are still shooting at us the whole time, but we all have heavy armor on, or we have mostly heavy armor on. I think we have 1 light armor. And yeah, that worked way better. We ended up capturing 5. We didn't lose anyone. We're sending our army out to take on yet another bandit camp that apparently poses threat to caravans. We don't take this out, then it's going to piss off Vasna. So we pretty much have to. This one is quite big. There's 24 bandits there. Near our army, you can see all these little messengers going out to do trading. And we have a lot of trading going on. We're selling medical salves to Vasna. We're down to 16. We probably should stop selling them. We are also buying herbs, and our herb supply is crazy. We have 150. Down at Kriege, we are also buying iron, and then we're selling ale to Hayward. And already here we go. We just got to charge into these 19 freaking bandits. And what sucks about this is that there's a bandit camp near us that is going to attack us pretty soon. So yeah, after this battle, our warriors can be very banged up. But we're gonna have to do another fight pretty soon. We do have a lot more warriors back at base, so what we'll probably do is just bring these guys back and then give their armor to our other warriors who are not banged up, and then they can go deal with the bandits. A lot of these bandits look like they're fleeing. It's kind of annoying. Well, only 4 of them actually got away. We captured 9. Okay, that was really good. We haven't had kids for a while, and we're about to marry off our only daughter, Watstra, who just became 18. She's the child of our bishop and my other daughter, who we did marry off. So we can't marry her to our other kids. Well, maybe we can, but that would be like a cousin marriage type of deal. I don't know if you can do that in this game. I'm not going to test it. I'm just going to marry her off to the King of Gorno for 1,000 gold. I don't know why he's willing to pay so much for her, because she's really nothing special. Well, she does have 15 persuasion, actually. I didn't even realize that. But otherwise, she's really nothing special. We're going to use half that gold to hire this new Lord Rosa, who's 18 years old, and she's monogamous. Unlike Iskra, she will never cheat on me, or she'll never cheat on Merimon. I'll probably try to marry her to our future king. Before I do that, I have to grant her a title for another 400 gold, and that's still going to be cheaper than if we did the cousin marriage thing. We're now going to marry Rosa to Moirin, who's not going to be our future king, because Merimon, our future king, is married already to Matnet, who is 48 years old, and she can't have kids anymore.
But I do think there's not much benefit to having a queen, so I think Meramon might just remain single once Matnet goes. During the ceremony, I also noticed that our bishop is trying to carry out a conspiracy, and he actually hates Moirin's new bride for some reason. I guess just because of the culture, which that's crazy to me. We haven't had her for more than a day, and our bishop's already trying to kill her. This game is a perfect example of just because you can do a mechanic doesn't mean you should. During the whole ceremony, he was just following her around like he was going to kill her or something, but now he's inviting her to pray, I think. And yeah, it says she's getting an invitation to pray, which I'm not sure if that's going to be a good thing. He's closing the building while Rosa's praying in here. And I'm guessing he's going to set it on fire maybe? Dude. Yeah, he's going to set the temple on fire. Well, I saved before this, so if this game thinks that it's going to kill off our new bride because our bishop doesn't like her culture, then yeah, it's got another thing coming. She does make it out, but she's burning, and yeah, she actually gets killed in this event. That's crazy to me. It's like some Game of Thrones type of deal. I save scummed and put Rosa into combat, which did save her, but the bishop burnt down the temple anyways and killed a bunch of our peasants that for some reason were sleeping in the temple. Despite the fact that we have housing for everyone, the solution seemed to be put Rosa in combat with all of our warriors, so none of them are going to be sleeping in the temple for the first time tonight. Then take Rosa out of the army and let her continue with the event as planned. Let the bishop go ahead and think that he's going to trap Rosa in there. While he's doing that, I'll put Rosa in combat so I can control her, and then I'm going to send her out of the temple in perfect time because now it's locked. The bishop's going to still do his set the temple on fire thing, which is kind of annoying. We're going to have to rebuild the temple for like 20 wood. And this residential house is going to be set on fire as well. But it looks like all the peasants did make it out in time. So all we end up losing for that event is 40 wood. And even with that house being burnt down, you can see down here we have a house that's fully empty. So there's no shortage of housing. There was no reason for the warriors to be sleeping in the temple that night. But the game just wanted to screw me, I guess. It turns out that wasn't really the solution because the next day, we cannot repair the temple. Anyone that gets close to it starts running in fear as if it's still on fire. And this continues throughout the day. It's now nighttime and I'm still seeing peasants running as they approach the temple. I wish this game would stop trying to do things, just let me finish it and then be done with it forever. And already, I think I found the solution. We have to let the bishop lock Rosa in the temple and let him set it on fire. And then she has to break out while being burned a little bit, but she's not necessarily going to die to this event. She can survive, and she does on the next attempt. So yeah, the conspiracy failed. Rosa is alive. I will say having her around is going to be kind of annoying because everyone gets a negative 12 opinion of her because she's a bastard child of a peasant. So even like Meramon or I could try to kill her if some more social interactions go negatively. And what does suck is you don't see that she's a bastard under her personality traits, which you definitely should. There's no indication here, I don't think, that she was a bastard. If we look at history, there's nothing to indicate it. And yeah, I just don't think we could have known until we hired her that she was that. During that whole event, we did get visited by a dog trader, and we bought our future king Meramon a dog for 300 gold, which is now going to be protecting him as he's going around doing his daily chores. And it is going to be giving him a plus 12 moodlet, which is really nice because we want our future king and our best guy at everything to be in really good moods so he's not having breakdowns and he's going to be having a lot of inspirations. The dog also does have 12 combat, which is pretty neat, so it should be able to protect him pretty well. Nearby, Vasna has a new bride for only about 700 gold. Philomona is only 18 and she's really good at combat. Let's definitely pick her up. And I think I'm going to marry her to myself, which is kind of creepy. I'm a very old man, but she has a very high interest in me because I'm just so good looking. And when I do finally go and Matnet goes, I'll be able to just marry her to Meramon. So Meramon's stepmom will become his wife later on, which it's practical. We're saving money on getting the divorce between Matnet and Meramon. Because I'm now an elder, some of my needs for certain things go away, but it looks like I might be able to still have kids if I force myself to do this action. And yes, that is the case. Philomona is pregnant with what's hopefully going to be a healthy baby. I would imagine the baby still has better chances than if we did the whole cousin marriage thing. We get this wolf invasion event, which is more like a free meat delivery event. I'm guessing this event was put in before walls were implemented because these wolves have no idea how to get around our walls and they just sit outside of them waiting to be turned into meat
essentially. You may notice we have a few ally armies here, and they're able to deal with this event for us. They're actually here because there's a marauder army heading towards our base, and they're supposed to help defend against that. But after this whole wolf invasion thing, our allies go home thinking they helped us against the marauder invasion. Some more interesting coding with the game. So yeah, we're gonna have to fight the marauders alone. Before we do that, we do cook up all the wolves, and there was 14 wolves, and they each give 3 meat a pop. So that is a whopping 42 meat. We are going to be eating good tonight. I guess our prisoners really wanted that meat because every single one of them does a prison break, and we end up killing 24 of them, which would be just devastating to our economy. And so I'm thinking just before the prisoner rebellion, I'm going to free a bunch of these guys, and they're randomly going to turn into peasants or warriors. I don't want a bunch of bandit warriors because right now we lost the knowledge of allowing bandits to join our army with no negative penalty. And like if these guys join our army, they're still going to have this former gangster moodlet. They have a lot of other moodlets because we're eating rutabaga only right now because our population is too high and we're not making enough flour for people. And then their work is too far from home, but there's nothing I can really do to affect this, I think, besides spread these prisoner barracks around. Which if you spread them around too much, you have to use more patrols to guard them. So I don't really want to do that, but maybe I should. There's some more guys in here that we can hopefully turn into peasants. We got 1 peasant, 1 warrior. Let's keep going. Another warrior. We don't want warriors because these guys don't have good combat skill, I think. Another peasant, very nice. We really need more industry right now. Let's get these last 2, and they both turn to warriors. Unlucky. Then how about this prisoner barracks? Got some more people that we can turn here. We get a peasant and a warrior and another peasant. We have 1 more prison ward with quite a few non-bandits. Get a peasant, warrior, 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 peasants, and peasant, I think. Which overall is not bad. We just added, I think, 10 peasants to our workforce, plus quite a few warriors that are going to help us in this prisoner revolt. I have absolutely no idea how these guys grabbed heavy armor from our warehouse. There should be no war supplies in the warehouse, but magically they just materialized into the warehouse somehow. Because as you can see, we do not have over 120 war supplies, and that 120 number is coming from our armory down here, or our 4 sets of armories. Each of these holds 30 war supplies, I believe, and this is where all of our war supplies should be going. But somehow, these prisoners up here got into our heavy armor, and some of them got our spears and stuff, which doesn't really make sense to me. To be fair though, this would not be the first time that a mechanic in this game made no sense to me. The marauders are here, and though they do have heavy armor and axes, and pretty good combat skill, they're all around 15, there is only 10 of them, so I don't think they're actually even going to make it into our city. We have people with crossbows and like 3 different towers that are just peppering them. And yeah, this looks like another free prisoner delivery. Yeah, that's all that was. That did appear to be a weapon and armor delivery as well. I'm seeing our axe supply and our armor supply did go up as we're burning their bodies. Because we killed those guys on our map, I think, we'll send our army back up north for a real fight against 16 bandits. And this time we don't have that many maces, so we brought a lot of crossbows. And I actually think we're just gonna have our warriors charge in and try to get this done quick because, yeah, these guys don't have, well, the AI is just special. Our warriors just let them pass by, which I guess is fine because our warriors get to the enemy backline and theirs gets our backline, but our backline has heavy armor and theirs does not. So overall, I think it's fine. And overall, we did manage to capture 7, which is very nice. We will drop those guys off. And then to the west over here, there's a massive forest bandit camp. Thankfully, there's only 5 archers in the towers, but there's in total 29 bandits here with pretty bad combat skill. I say we go take them. We sent over 2 separate armies because you can only have 20 units in each army. You can see Sir Delon is commanding the 2nd army very slowly. We are able to just burn down that tower. We actually should be charging these guys because they do have crossbows. Maybe these guys can, I don't know, maybe we just all charge, actually. By the time Sir Delon gets in there, the battle's pretty much over, but he is helping with his bowmen. We should have put all the bowmen in Sir Delon's group, actually, now I think about it.
Let's get that other tower down though. And it looks like we lost 2 units here. Or I guess 1 gets back up. We only end up losing 1. And we do capture 13. And never mind, immediately after the battle, the game crashed. So I had to play it over again. This time I did a pretty similar tactic, but I did not lose a single unit. We only managed to capture 10 this time. Before heading home, I noticed there was a Marauder army on the world map with just 10 units. And we are now going to engage them. We've already taken out one of them. Their axes are scary, I will say. Their bows, not so much. Axes do have 2 times effectiveness of swords if they're fighting heavy armor, which we are using heavy armor. So they might smash through it, but all in all, it's going to be worth it, I think, because these guys each have like 14 to 15 combat skill. And wow, we've already taken out a few of them. Very nice. I don't know why these guys are running to the right. I wish they would just stay with our main force. Take out their axemen first before the bowmen. And there we go. Very nice. We did not lose a single unit, and we captured only 3 though. I don't think we got any of their axes, which sucks. Before making it back home, we're going to raid one more bandit camp that has, I think, 29 bandits again. It's pretty much the same thing. We did manage to take out their towers first this time, both towers, which I think is a better strategy because now we don't have to deal with that for the whole rest of the fight. And you guys, can you come back over to our main squad? You're so slow. This is Sir Magnus's squad. I don't know why they're moving so slowly. Can you guys just get in there, please? Thank you. I'm seeing Sir Delon's squad is down to 14 warriors, or 15 now. I guess 1 got back up. Overall, we only lost 1 warrior there. 1 escaped. I think they came back to us. We captured 11, plus we got a bunch of loot. Merimon gets ambushed, but our wolf cub takes a hit and goes into pain shock. It does have a facial injury, but it's not going to hurt it long term. Thank you, little wolf cub. It was a nice bit to tank a hit for Merimon. To the southwest, Locria rejoined this massive alliance, and you can see all of them hate me, except the ruler of Kenna. I'm actually heading there right now to seduce their ruler. I'm pretty close. I'm wondering if doing this is going to allow me to try to convince them to join our alliance instead. And we could also flip Locria. They do hate us right now, but there is a rebel politician event going on where we can actually support a rebel politician and they will be bound by honor to us. This event popped up like yesterday, so I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time to get over there with the army. And so what I'm thinking is maybe I could just stop by and support the politician. It would be a 50-50 coin flip, and I'd rather wait for the army to get there. But if not, then that's a possibility. Currently, I do have an inspiration, and that's going to increase the chance that we actually can assassinate these lords. And there's a 60% chance of this working because my persuasion is 8 and command is 19 with the inspiration. If this does fail though, we lose a ton of relation with the matriarch. We're at 19 right now, and we'll lose 20 for each assassination failure. I think the main person we want to kill is the leader of the alliance, Larissa, and she does already hate us, and there's no way we can get around that. The plan is we'll kill off the 2 lords that hate us, including the leader, and because I am completely fed up with the game at this point, I'm going to save scum for a positive result. 60% is still a pretty good roll, so it's not like we're save scumming for a 10% roll or something. And I'm hoping this is going to allow us to eventually add all these territories to our alliance. Esna doesn't like us, but if we sign a peace treaty with them for 300 gold, we gain 20 relation, so we'll be pretty much neutral. Feronuk is already neutral, so we're not going to worry about them for now. And after seducing Flora and spending a bunch of time with her, we're above 90 relations with her, but she's still not our puppet. I think there was a rule where other leaders can't be puppets or something, but it should still be pretty easy to convince her to join us. Our army makes it to Locria and it helps out the rebel politician, but our 28 troops somehow lose to the leader's 8. I'm looking at the recording and it's simulating everything fine up till the last troop, and then all of a sudden that 1 troop is going to kill off our 28 because the game is stupid. And to make the game smart, I just have to save scum, and the next time it does actually work out. Locria now owes us, and we can tell them to become neutral. We cannot, however, invite them to our alliance because they don't like Vasna. What's odd about this is they only have -3 opinion of Vasna, and apparently the ruler of Vasna is their sister, but they still don't want to join our alliance because they're -3 with them. And that makes me think they have to have positive relation with every single one of our allies, which is, again, the dumbest thing I could possibly imagine anybody could think of as a mechanic. I can understand if they had like some crazy hatred for someone in our alliance, but even then, they should still want to join us, if not just for the safety that we can provide. There is this mechanic where I can kind of mend relations between them by praising one to the other. And after doing that, they still won't join us because Ugrad is a part of our alliance. They have to be positive relations with every single person in our alliance. The praising the neighbor thing has a cooldown of 1 day. So we'd have to wait down here for like 4 days to praise all of our neighbors. And I don't even think I'm going to make it another 4 days. There is this option to do reconciliation, and we can mend relations between them and Gorno for a whopping 70 paper. We do have 100 paper, but it has taken us weeks to make that. And if we do this action from anyone else, it's going to cost the same amount of paper. What I might just do is dev mode myself in unlimited paper, and then I won't use it to sell. I'll just use it to mend relations between everyone because, dude, the game just needs to be over. So with the dev mode, I don't know how to spawn myself unlimited paper, but I do know how to mend relations between factions, which I'm going to do via the dev mode. I'm going to give Lockria plus 30 opinion of everyone because basically I was like, yeah, if you don't join our alliance, we're going to roll you over. Okay, I fixed it. But now our army strength is less than their army. It says they have an army value of 13k, but they only have 19 troops. You're telling me 8 armored crossbowmen with 13 to 17 combat skill, plus some fat guy with a sword and 10 crossbowmen in the garrison? You're telling me that's 13k value? Meanwhile, I have 63 warriors with average combat skill of 8, I guess. And here's what they're looking like. A bunch of them have heavy armor on because they're on patrol, and a bunch of them also have light armor on. There's no way that this is less value than 8 soldiers plus 10 crossbowmen. The game just is stupid. I don't know what else to say. And okay, you know what? We're just going to use the dev mode option to take a lock rate into our alliance, and we can now see what happened to these nearby rulers. So Lyricia did not get killed, I think, from the Lord's assassination. Or maybe you can only kill one at a time, because we did manage to kill the leader of Yalma. Because we're now bordering all these factions, we should be able to ask them to join our alliance. Well, I guess we made a peace treaty with Kenna to boost our relations with them, because I thought if we got above 93, then they'd be our puppet, and peace treaties boost it by 20. And I guess because they're above 90 relation, I'm going to make the executive decision that they are now our puppet, actually. So we're going to take them in our alliance as well. Yay, we achieved our goals, you guys. Good job, everyone. We did it. We had an ambition to have that many people part of our alliance, so that worked out fine. As for the rest of these guys, I can't justify dev moding them into our alliance because, I didn't sleep with their leaders like I did with Kenna. I didn't make them my puppet, which, it doesn't say she's our puppet here because it's a technical glitch. And already, I think that's enough cheating for now. Let's just see how this plays out. I'm sure these guys are going to be pissed and they're going to want these guys back in their alliance, but we should be able to defend them in maybe some epic battle. It should be really epic because Tamia has 30k army value apparently. Although I kind of believe it actually. They have 24 armored swordsmen and 27 armored macemen. Dude, I'm looking around at nearby factions, and I was looking at Sophia. They really hate us, like negative 114. I guess because I slept with our nearby faction leader. And competitor for influence, I don't even know what that means. There's no competition for influence because if they're an alliance leader and they have one other faction under their alliance, there's no competition. Like we have half of the freaking world under our alliance basically at this point. So yeah, the game again just showing its intelligence level. The reason why I bring you guys to look at Sophia is I noticed Matnet is now a part of Sophia. She just randomly left our faction while we were out doing stuff because I guess she didn't like the fact that I did that sin. I have to go back a day before I slept with that alliance head, I guess, redo everything because we just can't have Matnet leave because she knows 27 books. She knows like half of all of our knowledge. So sorry game, but Matnet just can't leave randomly because we did a sin. A couple days later, we have what's going to be one of the more epic and final battles of the game. The alliance head sends 57 troops to try to reacquire what they had just lost. This is going to be an extremely bloody battle, and the towers are going to do pretty much nothing. Although there are crossbowmen in this tower. And then actually down here, I do see a crossbowman. And I see a bowman here, but maybe there's other crossbowmen in that tower. As for our army, we have 20 axemen and 20 crossbowmen. But our crossbowmen are really inaccurate because we are firing over a wall. And we don't have the advantage that towers have. So for the most part, I think this is just going to be an extremely bloody battle. They've broken through. I'm going to pull our units back a bit. Although I would rather have our crossbowmen just continue firing. And we do have 2 squads here, by the way. We're just going to engage
because the game just doesn't allow you to micro. We do have 2 squads here, but I can't micro them individually. So, okay, yeah, our crossbowmen are just going to have to be engaged on, which maybe I should redo this. And yeah, I'm actually going to redo this. I'll keep our troops way in the back. These guys are trying to burn down a tower. That's not going to work too well for them, I think. We are engaging, but our crossbowmen are continuing to fire, which is good. And yeah, this should go really well for us because once they get into our melee range, our axemen are just going to start shredding them because we own people that are armored up and we shred armor really well. We still have 40 troops up and the enemy's pretty much crushed. Our allies did take a lot of damage, but allies in this game are actually completely worthless aside from trading. I think that's like the main benefit of having an ally. And yeah, I don't know if I lost a single troop. Our ally captured 20 of the invaders and they got a bunch of armor and weapons, which we did not get. And now I'm thinking because we crushed Lyrissa's army, I'm actually going to use the dev mode to acquire her territory and all these other ones that she was leading previously. In an ideal world, I'd be able to tell my allies to help me march on these guys and we'd take them out. I don't know what just happened with the camera there. And you can actually tell your allies to do stuff. Like I can have them help me with this bandit camp. I can actually have all of them help me because I have such high leadership skill or command skill. But for some reason, I cannot have my allies help me in a situation like that where we have to defend an ally. So like, what is really the point of having allies at that point, you know? Also, the trading system is pretty much worthless. I mean, if we didn't have the trading system, we'd be completely out of iron. But for the most part, the late game scaling with trading is horrible because early game, you get 10 iron every day from trading. Late game, you get 10 iron from trading every day. And I don't even know how they're getting their iron, by the way, because judging by the game's logic, you end up mining out all your iron. So their mines are just magical mines that replenish themselves, whereas the players' mines are not. And the thing with iron is like you need it for everything. I did end up dev moding myself like 50 iron just now, so that's why I have so much. But normally I would be completely starved of iron. And it doesn't really make sense because late game enemies have a lot of troops. But how are they armoring up and giving weapons to those troops if iron is such a scarce resource? Also, there's only one other faction that I can see that will actually sell iron, which is this one. So we will start being able to trade with them. But at this point, I just don't care. I'm just going to start dev moding myself resources because this game just doesn't know how to handle resources. And there's no way for me to acquire more iron. So I just have to give to myself magically. And already we've acquired all these lands. So now our alliance is looking pretty massive. But again, there's really nothing you can do with having a big alliance. Like there's really no point, I don't think, other than trading. If they were my vassals, then they would actually give me gold at least. But there's not really much you can do with gold. Like we have a good supply of it, but I can use it to get ripped off of the trader. And today we actually have a minstrel. So we can do something like heroic song. Or we can turn 5 vagabonds or cutthroats back into normal peasants. Let's just do that because we have exactly 5. So we'll get 5 more peasants, which is great because you can see we are down in the labor department. And this is another special mechanic. We got some forest bandits attacking our village and our army actually made it there in time, but we cannot help the villagers until they've been conquered by the bandits. Then once our village has been burned, we can take out the bandits. Well, let's just auto battle this. The villagers are going to get absolutely slaughtered. The battle has begun. Wait, can we step in? Yeah, we can't. Village has been burned. It will not be playing tribute. And then now we can fight them. Like, oh, the game is so bad. I'm guessing after we take out these forest bandits, we will not even be able to recover those peasants that they captured. I'm guessing the peasants are just gone. Yeah, we captured 1 troop. We have 2 troops in our party. So we did manage to save 1 peasant, I think, and 80 rutabagas, which the village gives 160 every 4 days. Another way you can get iron is from the trader, but I'm only getting 5 because my relation with the matriarch is not great. Although, I mean, it's still not bad. I could actually buff this by quite a bit if I just hang out with the bishop. Let's see how much iron we get from the next trader, because 5 is just not enough. I told our neighbor Sophia that they have to become neutral. They said no, so we have to attack them. And we got a lot of troops ready to go. Our allies are pretty useless because they'll only help us if they hate Sophia, which we do have 2 allies that hate Sophia. But again, the ally system is just horrible. And by the way, I don't know why all these allies have like no army. It seems like if we have to fight them, they're going to have like 20k army value. But since they're on our team, we only have 2.6k army value. It's like as soon as they join our alliance, they just become worthless pretty much. And that apparently is not the case because we look at Gorno, 11.5k army value. Ugrad has 15k army value. Like, where is their army then when it comes time to summon them? Why do I only see like 2k army value on that screen? 23k army value from Vasna. everyone has like crazy army value, but on that screen it says they have army value of 2k. As we're sending the army outs, we have some nonsense over here. I'm not even going to talk about it, but we're just going to have to basically free all the prisoners and turn them into warriors or residents, which most of the time they just end up turning into warriors. Oh, we got lucky there. I think we got like 5 peasants. We got 2 peasants there. Okay, that was really lucky. Usually it's like 8 warriors to 1 peasant or some crazy ratio. Maybe I'm just being a negative Nancy. We can try here. We got 8 residents. How many of them are going to become warriors? There's 2 so far, 3 warriors, 5 warriors, 6. They're all warriors. Okay, that's what I mean. I don't need 84 warriors. Like, there's nothing we can really do with that aside from guard our prisoners, which are not existent anymore. And by the way, we had a rebellion like a week ago. It says their mood's terrible, but there's really no way to fix their mood, honestly. I'm sure it's possible, but there just doesn't seem a practical way to do it. And speaking of mood, our peasants' mood is 45. So our expected migration is -2. And like, I'm not doing that much wrong, I think. I mean, yeah, we are eating rutabaga, but it's really hard to feed people in this game. And now that we have so many warriors, it's even harder. And then there's also the stupid moodlet of overpopulation. Everyone gets -15 for overpopulation. And it wouldn't be as bad if like the scaffold had a huge AoE and the temple had a huge AoE as well. And it buffed buildings that were like way down here, for example. But down here, they don't even care there's a temple literally within sight distance. So their mood's not being buffed by any of our buildings unless they're like completely adjacent. Maybe the dev will watch my video and they'll fix everything. I just feel like this stuff is pretty obvious. While we're waiting for the armies to assemble, the next trader showed up. And this time he did bring more iron because our relation with the bishop's really good now. And we now have 49 relation with the matriarch. So you can see it does help. We got 4 more iron, but you need so much iron for so many things that, yeah, this is just not enough. And already our armies have assembled. We now have 73 troops with 22k equipment value marching on Sofia. For some reason in this battle, I can control everyone individually, but when on defense, we could not. That's kind of a weird Norlandism. I like how one of our allies brought us 4 troops. That is very helpful, man. Thank you. 1500 equipment value. I need to figure out which of our armies has the crossbowmen. I think it's these 2 in the back. And then these guys are going to be our melee guys. And then Luch of the Lad can also do melee. You guys can get a little bit closer, actually. Whoops. If they're firing over the walls, they're actually going to not be hitting anything. So everyone should just charge in. We have to break through the walls, and then we can start firing at them with their crossbows. Now, right now, we have 2 groups with heavy armor and 1 group with light armor. And I may have dev moded myself 20 heavy armor because, like I said, the iron situation is horrible. And at this point, we've raided so many people with heavy armor that they should have dropped it, you know? So my justifications are just endless. My excuses are endless, but it is what it is. Like, you know, I feel like I've not really been playing too badly. I've done a lot of save scumming, and the game is just basically telling me that it's unbeatable. I don't feel like you can really beat the game unless you do some massive cheese, which I'm sure if I play this game over and over again, then I could discover some mega cheese. Like, I actually cannot even think of a way right now that you could beat this game on this difficulty, unless maybe you just take everyone out really early game and you just rush the enemy. It seems like late game, the economy is just impossible to manage. And like when you're raiding enemies, for example, there's so many of these guys that are killed to have heavy armor, and we're not going to be able to get a single piece of it. And that makes no sense to me. So, you know, we just acquired 20 heavy armor just from that battle. And Sofia is now abandoned. So we'd have to send a lord to settle the ruins, which, I mean, we can't really do that with anyone. We need everyone pretty much. Could do it with Moirin, but like, why can I not just hire a lord to go do it? Like, this girl is waiting to be hired, but I can't hire her because of the title limits. I don't think, right? Or wait, no, I can. I just can't give her a title to go settle, I don't think. Okay, so if I hire her, there's no way I can have her go settle the ruins, right? Yeah, she's a free lord, so I have to give her a title first. I guess I could do it with Moirin, but Moirin is really good at managing though. And what sucks is if I send him over to manage this abandoned city, you just know his management skill is not going to help at all. So you'd want to just send over some crap lord like Matnet, who's getting really old. Although she did read the book for longevity, so she's going to actually live a long time. I don't know who I'd want to send over. Like, maybe myself? I'm kind of useless. Can I go settle there? Live out my days in peace? I can't because I'm a king, but if I make Merrimon a king, I could actually go settle myself. I'm really not that useful to have around base. Like, I do have a lot of manners, but Merrimon can take that over. So, yeah, I guess I'll just make Merrimon the king.
which is going to make me really sad. And then I'll hate Merrimon, which is like, what? It's just practical. Like, I'm 62 freaking years old. I don't want to be the king anymore. And I do not hate my son because I made him the king. Like, sorry, game. Gave away the crown. Like, he's just get rid of all that stuff. You know, we can go to the dev mode. And I guess that's why they add the dev mode, because the game just sucks so bad that you have to dev mode in or dev mode out mechanics that suck. Like, I can actually go in the dev mode and remove all this stuff. And now I don't hate him anymore. And this is kind of game changing. I just found this option where you can fire your warriors, and sometimes they'll end up as peasants, although it looks like none of the former bandits will become peasants. I don't even know how we have so many former bandits, by the way. When we add them to the army, they should be losing the former bandit thing. Maybe it's when I free them from being a prisoner, and there's a 50-50 chance of them turning into a peasant or bandit. Maybe if I do it that way, they'll always keep their bandit status. I made it over to the abandoned city that used to be Siva. And we have the new empire final battle. 12 kings obey and respect me. So it's time to challenge the church. Okay, here we go. Yes, let's get a final battle and then win the game. Yes. Everyone's mood is horrible, so people start having breakdowns. And one breakdown results in the new lord that we just hired getting killed by Rosa. It does seem like the main danger from this event is the massive mood penalties you get. -35 for challenging the matriarch, and then -28 because the matriarch hates us now because we challenged their authority. And again, these moodlets wouldn't be that bad if there was ways to actually counter them, but it just really doesn't seem like there is. Oh, and I guess throughout all the chaos, Madnet murdered one of our other lords, which she just randomly had this desire to do that, so she just went through with it, and I didn't notice it happened, or I would have save scummed. At this point though, I don't care. We're 10 hours away from the game being over. Things are just falling apart. We have conflict with an ally the next day, because why? We're the apostate. We have terrible sins. I don't even know what the wait, we just lost 2 more lords. What is my sin? What did I do? I insulted, I did a cruel joke, and forbidden fun. And like, this stuff just happened from RNG. I could pay the bishop to get rid of these sins, but the bishop's not even here anymore. He dipped out because the matriarch hates us so much. So yeah, it looks like all of our allies are actually about to leave, which it doesn't even matter because the allies are worthless. Like, they are not going to help us in this final event. This final event seems kind of lackluster. They're only sending 32 troops. They're not even all axemen or something. They have 5 crossbowmen only. And some of them have spears and maces. Like, what? I could have beat this even if I didn't cheat at all, I think. Oh, and everything's falling apart. We lost a bunch of allies. It doesn't matter. We're still going to beat this stupid event. And then we win. And already final battle time. We have crossbowmen in these towers, and they are shooting at these dudes as they're preparing. Okay. They're not going to charge. Ignore that gates. We had plans for that, but never really panned out. And yeah, let's just see how few of casualties we can take here. Not sure we should let them burn the gate down, or yeah, probably just let them waste resources on the gate, waste their manpower, and then we keep just peppering them. Then we could even pull our units back and see how much damage our towers can do. I actually kind of am curious. Yeah, let's try to pull these guys back a bit. Let's see. So they're going for that tower down there. Now we can ambush them from the back. And this seems like it's going to be pretty good. This tower might get burned down, but that's fine. Yeah, it goes down, but easy peasy, right? We actually are losing quite a few dudes because our mood is so bad, I'm guessing. But, oh, there we go. The king's might is greater than human, and his arm is very long. His arm, huh? I don't know what this little crossbow thing is doing in the corner of my screen.
The Crimson Throne is now yours. The Church has lost its political power, and now you appoint the matriarch. The era of brutal wars has ended, and conflicts are now resolved solely by the Emperor's court. The forests are free of bandits, libraries no longer burn, and free trade flourishes. Nations have forgotten their disputes and engage in peaceful labor.
What is this guy doing?
Yet, one must remember that empires are not eternal, and ancient chronicles can tell us of their falls. Only a fool would claim to know what the gods have in store for us in the future.
I'll tell you what they don't have in store for us. Another playthrough of this stupid game. Oh man, you guys, I trash talk the game a lot, but there are a lot of things that I really enjoy about it. I have this theory with game design where you can have an amazing game, like it can just be almost perfect, but then if just a few things are tweaked wrong, the game completely sucks. Okay, I'm not going to say the game completely sucks, all right? Like I'm playing on hardcore difficulty. I'm sure on easier difficulties, the problems that I'm running into are less magnified. I think where a lot of my frustration comes from is the problems that I'm running into as far as the game balance and the difficulty, they seem so easy to just tweak a little bit. Like the title limit, for example, there's so many problems that come from having a title limit of only 6. Oh, and then the late game migration limit is also horrifically bad. You get less migration as your population grows. So like as you're approaching the late game, it feels like the game does not want you to actually finish the game. I don't know. I did have a lot of fun playing, but by far that was my most frustrating experience I think I've had with any game since I can remember. And I do appreciate them for adding dev mode so I could finish it in some way. But yeah, anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. If you did get to this point, which if you did, shout out to you. There's a lot of complaining to deal with. And usually I try to, keep the complaining down a bit, but I just couldn't contain myself on this one and I just lost it, dude. They do let you keep playing as the Emperor, but this is pretty funny. Everyone's our mortal enemy because of our sins. But if we're now the Emperor and we control the matriarch and everything, right? Isn't that what it just said? Shouldn't we not be able to sin? Oh, and I also left the alliance, and Merrimon is now my mortal enemy because I'm Moirin's enemy. You'd also think like the my child moodlet would be like plus 80, right? You would think that the child moodlet would be stronger than the penalty for child's deadliest enemy. The moodlet penalties in this game, for example, far outweigh the moodlet benefits in this game. And that's just how I feel for everything. I don't know if it's this difficulty, like where it just tunes everything up or what. And yeah, I could try to do a full map conquest, but I think everyone knows that we're not going to be doing that today. Yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.